Welcome to the 2026 SYC Connecticut. Presented by Storm Bowling. Brought to you by Coolwick, official apparel merchandiser of the Storm Youth Championships. By PBA Junior, the PBA Youth Club for bowlers under the age of 18. And by KEGEL, built for bowling. By Turbo 2-in-1 Grips, 3G Footwear, Master Accessories, Ballard's Bowling Academy. By Pinwheel.us, Customer Relationship Management. By TD Transportation. And by Quality Respite and Home Care. All scoring is provided by Bowlmetrics, official tournament management system of the Storm Youth Championships. This year, all SYC events and tournaments are aligned with charities. Ballard versus the Big C and Make-A-Wish, Utah. Now, live from Nutmeg Bowl in Fairfield, Connecticut, this is the 2026 SYC Connecticut. Welcome to the 2026 SYC Connecticut. Presented by Storm Bowling. Brought to you by Coolwick, official apparel merchandiser of the Storm Youth Championships. By PBA Junior, the PBA Youth Club for bowlers under the age of 18. And by KEGEL, built for bowling. By Turbo 2-in-1 Grips, 3G Footwear, Master Accessories, Ballard's Bowling Academy. By Pinwheel.us, Customer Relationship Management. By TD Transportation. And by Quality Respite and Home Care. All scoring is provided by Bowlmetrics, official tournament management system of the Storm Youth Championships. This year, all SYC events and tournaments are aligned with charities. Ballard versus the Big C and Make-A-Wish, Utah. Now, live from Nutmeg Bowl in Fairfield, Connecticut, this is the 2026 SYC Connecticut. Welcome to the 2026 SYC Connecticut. Presented by Storm Bowling. Brought to you by Coolwick, official apparel merchandiser of the Storm Youth Championships. By PBA Junior, the PBA Youth Club for bowlers under the age of 18. And by KEGEL, built for bowling. By Turbo 2-in-1 Grips, 3G Footwear, Master Accessories, Ballard's Bowling Academy. By Pinwheel.us, Customer Relationship Management. By TD Transportation. And by Quality Respite and Home Care. All scoring is provided by Bowlmetrics, official tournament management system of the Storm Youth Championships. This year, all SYC events and tournaments are aligned with charities. Ballard versus the Big C and Make-A-Wish, Utah. Now, live from Nutmeg Bowl in Fairfield, Connecticut, this is the 2026 SYC Connecticut. Welcome to the 2026 SYC Connecticut. Presented by Storm Bowling. Brought to you by Coolwick, official apparel merchandiser of the Storm Youth Championships. By PBA Junior, the PBA Youth Club for bowlers under the age of 18. And by KEGEL, built for bowling. By Turbo 2-in-1 Grips, 3G Footwear, Master Accessories, Ballard's Bowling Academy. By Pinwheel.us, Customer Relationship Management. By TD Transportation. And by Quality Respite and Home Care. All scoring is provided by Bowlmetrics, official tournament management system of the Storm Youth Championships. This year, all SYC events and tournaments are aligned with charities. Ballard versus the Big C and Make-A-Wish, Utah. Now, live from Nutmeg Bowl in Fairfield, Connecticut, this is the 2026 SYC Connecticut. Welcome to the 2026 SYC Connecticut. Presented by Storm Bowling. Brought to you by Coolwick, official apparel merchandiser of the Storm Youth Championships. By PBA Junior, the PBA Youth Club for bowlers under the age of 18. And by KEGEL, built for bowling. By Turbo 2-in-1 Grips, 3G Footwear, Master Accessories, Ballard's Bowling Academy. By Pinwheel.us, Customer Relationship Management. By TD Transportation. And by Quality Respite and Home Care. All scoring is provided by Bowlmetrics, official tournament management system of the Storm Youth Championships. This year, all SYC events and tournaments are aligned with charities. Ballard versus the Big C and Make-A-Wish, Utah. Now, live from Nutmeg Bowl in Fairfield, Connecticut, this is the 2026 SYC Connecticut. Welcome to the 2026 SYC Connecticut. Presented by Storm Bowling. Brought to you by Cool Wick, official apparel merchandiser of the Storm Youth Championships. By PBA Junior, the PBA Youth Club for bowlers under the age of 18. And by KEGEL, built for bowling. By Turbo 2-in-1 Grips, 3G Footwear, Master Accessories, Ballard's Bowling Academy. By Pinwheel.us, Customer Relationship Management. By TD Transportation. And by Quality Respite and Home Care. All scoring is provided by Bowlmetrics, official tournament management system of the Storm Youth Championships. This year, all SYC events and tournaments are aligned with charities. Ballard versus the Big C and Make-A-Wish, Utah. Now, live from Nutmeg Bowl in Fairfield, Connecticut, this is the 2026 SYC Connecticut. Welcome to the 2026 SYC Connecticut. Presented by Storm Bowling. Brought to you by Cool Wick, official apparel merchandiser of the Storm Youth Championships. By PBA Junior, the PBA Youth Club for bowlers under the age of 18. And by KEGEL, built for bowling. By Turbo 2-in-1 Grips, 3G Footwear, Master Accessories, Ballard's Bowling Academy. By Pinwheel.us, Customer Relationship Management. By TD Transportation. And by Quality Respite and Home Care. All scoring is provided by Bowlmetrics, official tournament management system of the Storm Youth Championships. This year, all SYC events and tournaments are aligned with charities. Ballard versus the Big C and Make-A-Wish, Utah. Now, live from Nutmeg Bowl in Fairfield, Connecticut, this is the 2026 SYC Connecticut. Welcome to the 2026 SYC Connecticut. Presented by Storm Bowling. Brought to you by Cool Wick, official apparel merchandiser of the Storm Youth Championships. By PBA Junior, the PBA Youth Club for bowlers under the age of 18. And by KEGEL, built for bowling. By Turbo 2-in-1 Grips, 3G Footwear, Master Accessories, Ballard's Bowling Academy. By Pinwheel.us, Customer Relationship Management. By TD Transportation. And by Quality Respite and Home Care. All scoring is provided by Bowlmetrics, official tournament management system of the Storm Youth Championships. This year, all SYC events and tournaments are aligned with charities. Ballard versus the Big C and Make-A-Wish, Utah. Now, live from Nutmeg Bowl in Fairfield, Connecticut, this is the 2026 SYC Connecticut. Welcome to the 2026 SYC Connecticut. Presented by Storm Bowling. Brought to you by Cool Wick, official apparel merchandiser of the Storm Youth Youth Club for bowlers under the age of 18. KEGEL, built for bowling. By Turbo 2-in-1 Grips, 3G Footwear, Master Accessories, Ballard's Bowling Academy. By Pinwheel.us, Customer Relationship Management. By TD Transportation. And by Quality Respite and Home Care. All scoring is provided by Bowlmetrics, official tournament management system of the Storm Youth Championships. This year, all SYC events and tournaments are aligned with charities. Ballard versus the Big C and Make-A-Wish, Utah. Now, live from Nutmeg Bowl in Fairfield, Connecticut, this is the 2026 SYC Connecticut. Welcome to the 2026 SYC Connecticut. Presented by Storm Bowling. Brought to you by Cool Wick, official apparel merchandiser of the Storm Youth Championships. By PBA Junior, the PBA Youth Club for bowlers under the age of 18. And by KEGEL, built for bowling. By Turbo 2-in-1 Grips, 3G Footwear, Master Accessories, Ballard's Bowling Academy. By Pinwheel.us, Customer Relationship Management. By TD Transportation. And by Quality Respite and Home Care. All scoring is provided by Bowlmetrics, official tournament management system of the Storm Youth Championships. This year, all SYC events and tournaments are aligned with charities. Ballard versus the Big C and Make-A-Wish, Utah. Now, live from Nutmeg Bowl in Fairfield, Connecticut, this is the 2026 SYC Connecticut. Welcome to the 2026 SYC Connecticut. Presented by Storm Bowling. Brought to you by Cool Wick, official apparel merchandiser of the Storm Youth Championships. By PBA Junior, the PBA Youth Club for bowlers under the age of 18. And by KEGEL, built for bowling. By Turbo 2-in-1 Grips, 3G Footwear, Master Accessories, Ballard's Bowling Academy. By Pinwheel.us, Customer Relationship Management. By TD Transportation. And by Quality Respite and Home Care. All scoring is provided by Bowlmetrics, official tournament management system of the Storm Youth Championships. This year, all SYC events and tournaments are aligned with charities. Ballard versus the Big C and Make-A-Wish Utah. Now, live from Nutmeg Bowl in Fairfield, Connecticut, this is the 2026 SYC Connecticut. Welcome to the 2026 SYC Connecticut. Presented by Storm Bowling. Brought to you by Cool Wick, official apparel merchandiser of the Storm Youth Championships. By PBA Junior, the PBA Youth Club for bowlers under the age of 18. And by KEGEL, built for bowling. By Turbo 2-in-1 Grips, 3G Footwear, Master Accessories, Ballard's Bowling Academy. By Pinwheel.us, Customer Relationship Management. By TD Transportation. And by Quality Respite and Home Care. All scoring is provided by Bowlmetrics, official tournament management system of the Storm Youth Championships. This year, all SYC events and tournaments are aligned with charities. Ballard versus the Big C and Make-A-Wish Utah. Now, live from Nutmeg Bowl in Fairfield, Connecticut, this is the 2026 SYC Connecticut. Welcome to the 2026 SYC Connecticut. Presented by Storm Bowling. Brought to you by Cool Wick, official apparel merchandiser of the Storm Youth Championships. By PBA Junior, the PBA Youth Club for bowlers under the age of 18. And by KEGEL, built for bowling. By Turbo 2-in-1 Grips, 3G Footwear, Master Accessories, Ballard's Bowling Academy. By Pinwheel.us, Customer Relationship Management. By TD Transportation. And by Quality Respite and Home Care. All scoring is provided by Bowlmetrics, official tournament management system of the Storm Youth Championships. This year, all SYC events and tournaments are aligned with charities. Ballard versus the Big C and Make-A-Wish Utah. Now, live from Nutmeg Bowl in Fairfield, Connecticut, this is the 2026 SYC Connecticut.
All right, good morning, everyone, and welcome back to Nutmeg Lanes in Fairfield, Connecticut. We are back for round 3 of competition. My name is Blair Blumenscheid, and I will be joined by some special guests throughout the day. And we're going to watch some awesome bowlers. This, of course, is the final round of competition. Sorry about that, guys. I was looking for the long pattern sheet. We're going to get a long pattern in here. That is what the bowlers are bowling on today. They are competing for the title. You can follow along at the scores currently on bowlmetrics.com. But let's introduce the bowlers that we're watching in front of us. Our main pair is 37 and 38. And the bowlers you'll see there are Alea Kerrigan, Trishna Desai, Ashton DeVries, Emma Roseblum, Kiana Macaplonic, and Anna Antony. Anna, of course, is currently tied with Gianna Brandolino for the most SYC titles in history. She has 16 titles. If she wins this weekend, she will break that record and get her 17th title. On 39 and 40, we'll see some more U18 girl bowlers. We've got Janiyah Hightower, Haley Barber, Abigail Copperthite, Sophie Donley, Morgan Sheldon, and Melanie Delasio. So those are the young ladies you're watching this morning. They are bowling on a 45-foot pattern. It's got 29 mils of oil. It's the longest one they bowled on all weekend long. So here's Anna. She's stepping up on lane 38. Of course, beyond her titles at the SYC, she has won PBA junior titles. Very decorated athlete already at a young age, and has committed to go to Vanderbilt University for college. Check in to see if we have any bios for these young ladies. Not seeing any. Sometimes the U18, they stop wanting to tell me who they are at this age. Not filling out their bios as well as some of the younger kids. You know how it goes. You get older. So as always, we do have the camera stationary, and we'll have the bowlers move throughout the day. So you get to see a range of styles and ages. We have 25 states here this weekend that have traveled to Connecticut for Memorial Day weekend. It's a rainy day here in Connecticut. That was an excellent shot. Excellent spare. Shot by Alea. Leia's having a great tournament this weekend. Ready? All right, and I am joined by our special guest from Turbo this weekend, Mike Magalon. Did I say your name right?
Magalon, close enough.
Magalon, sorry.
Close enough.
I was prepping myself. I'm like, oh, all right. Mike, you gave a great seminar this weekend. Your son's bowling. Tell us a little bit about your weekend so far at the SYC.
Yeah, it's been great. You know, we came out for our first SYC last year in Lansing. You know, we were a sponsor of the event at Turbo, and you know, we love coming out and at least trying to get to one of those events personally to come and support you guys for all you do for youth bowling, which is honestly just amazing to have a tournament this successful, fill up every single time, no matter where you go across the country, which is really, really good. You know, our son's starting to get more involved, and you know, Turbo being involved, we want to come out and just, you know, support you guys and at least come to one of them per year, you know, and have him get to experience that as well. So
yeah, and he's growing into a great bowler. I was watching him a little bit yesterday, and you know, the kids, they look at their scores, and that's how they evaluate them.
Yes.
We know
as we talked about
at
our parent meeting, right? They only base their success on their their outcomes, right? Like
Right.
not based on their abilities and how far they've come, like you said.
Exactly.
So
Yeah, because I hadn't seen him bowl since Michigan last
Yeah.
year, and he's improved a lot.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Yeah, he works
Yeah.
hard. He finally, last year after, it was probably right around that time, he's played baseball since, I can remember. And he said, Dad, I want to bowl more. So we stopped baseball, and he quit playing baseball last summer. And funnily enough, though, he said he wanted to play football for his first ninth and freshman football. So, which really helped his bowling, honestly, this year.
Yeah.
He gained some strength, and I think playing multiple sports, if you're a parent out there, like playing multiple sports is good. They're too young, I think, to 100% commit. You can even be 90, 80% committed, but I think the more sports that they play, the balance, the strength, all those things will improve. So.
Yeah, I just saw a girl walking by in a softball jersey, so I think she agrees with you. Two sports
Yeah.
are where it's at,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, and I think there's a certain age. I have a couple students, once they get in that 11th, 12th grade, and you don't want to get hurt playing another sport, football, softball. I get that, especially with girls playing pitchers, and I have a couple of them, so.
And it is hard to balance. Once you get to that age, you're starting to pick, okay, what am I going to do if I'm going to go to college? Am I going to pick a sport? 'Cause they say you can do two sports, but I don't know about that. That's tough.
Yeah, I do. I agree. I think that's, when we were younger, you could play 3 sports in high school and be successful. Now, like, these kids are so talented at one sport that it's hard to keep up with, fellow competitors doing multiple sports. Like, time is limited,
The commitment's year-round.
Yeah.
I mean, I was talking to a parent yesterday, and they're just, we all know because we're in it, but bowling's year-round now.
Yeah. I mean, here we are, coming up on summertime, and bowling's still busy, as you know. We're in the industry, and that's a good thing, though,
for sure.
So bowling's doing great, so.
Yeah, so why don't you give some tips? I know we'll talk about the girls in front of us. Of course, Anna Antony, we have already mentioned that she's chasing that record this weekend.
Okay.
She can break Gianna Brandolino's
that's right.
all-time title.
For most.
Yeah, because she can go for 17, which is just insane.
Yeah.
When you think about it. We were talking about it yesterday because you have these kids that travel all over, and they get that consistency where across patterns, they come out on top.
Yeah.
And I think your seminar talked a lot about mental game, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
So what are some tips that you have for parents that may be watching?
Well, first of all, definitely congratulations to her tying the record, let alone hopefully, she can break it. But congratulations to her parents, too. That's a big commitment to come to that many. I mean, I assume if she's 117, she's bowled many more than that, So,
absolutely.
So congratulations to her parents for being such good parents out there and committing to, helping her break that, hopefully, record as well.
Sure.
So, yeah, the mental game, when these kids get to be out of the elementary school and the middle school and high school, the mental game, it plays a bigger important part than the physical game. Like if you got a good coach and you're bowling these events, I think all these kids at some point are physically, they get equivalent at a certain level, but the ones that separate themselves are the ones that have a better handle on their mental game, and there's kind of 3 aspects we talk about in the mental game, one being focus, another being emotions, and then attitude, so every kid is even stronger at some point in their mental game, but at what point, where's your struggles at? You have to work on your weaknesses a little bit, I have
that was focus,
attitude, attitude, and emotions. Yeah,
okay.
and every kid is different within that. Like my son right now, we're going through the emotional attachment. After you throw a bad shot, like, can you emotionally detach? Then the attitude is, like, how do you carry yourself out there? Like, if you're too high and too low, like, that's not good either, So there's just so many aspects of it, to control the mental part of the game. And, even at the highest level, I think they still struggle with that day in and day out, Like, you and I are bowlers, like, we know what our weaknesses are mentally, Physically, we're always working on our craft, but mentally, we definitely need to learn how to get a handle on that mental part. And I'm sure that, Anna's,
I think she's got the emotion part down. And I think, like, when you say that, I think of, like, online, right? People shoot 300s. And sometimes with the pros, you will not see them smile.
Yep.
You will not see them, like, break character at all. And
right.
people will comment, like, are they happy?
Yeah.
Of course they're happy.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
But at some level, you can't let that emotion, like, it'll be a roller coaster,
100,
right?
Yeah, 100%. And I think if you can get 2 out of 3, I think you're in good shape.
Right.
Like, and we talk about that this summer too. And Chris Prather kind of commented as well, as like, you can't always throw things at 100. You're never trying to be 100%. You're never going. If you keep chasing perfection, you're never going to be satisfied.
No.
Like, I think any really good athlete will tell you that. You know, like you're trying to be that 80%er. If you can do that, like you're in good shape. Same goes with the mental game. Like don't set the bar too high for yourself.
Right.
Like sometimes like, you know, being satisfied with where you're at's a good thing. Like, you know, especially kind of going back to the physical game, like you work on that enough. Like we talk about the other component too is like that bowling IQ side. You know, there's a lot of bowling balls in here right now, which is great for both of our companies, right?
Yes.
But we still have to manage when to use them sometimes too. And I heard a lot of, you know, comments this week about from parents and kids like, I don't know which one I should be throwing. Like that's part of the game too, is looking at that bag. Like I always try and incorporate my students. If you're going back to the bag, you should know what you're looking for. If you're scratching your head and looking at it, you don't quite know. Looking at them is not going to make you pop out and tell you which ball to throw.
Yeah, they will not tell you the answers. I wish they would.
That would be.
We should install that.
If you could do that, we would. Yeah. Yeah.
But no, and we had a parent come in the other day talking about the bowling ball side of things, right? Because it has changed.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I mean, we see it at this bowling center. We were talking about it yesterday. Like, this bowling center was built when you brought in 1 or 2 bowling balls, right?
Mm-hmm.
So the back settee area isn't very wide. So when the kids bring in all these, but the game has changed into almost golf clubs, right? Or I mean, I played tennis. You had multiple tennis rackets. That was common. But we were talking to a parent and she was like, "Oh, my son has 11 bowling balls. That's too many." And we're like, you know, 11's not. Like 11's actually kind of that good number. It sounds crazy, like if you're driving somewhere.
Yeah.
But 9 to 11 is kind of the average.
Yeah, I mean, you're bowling on 3 patterns, right? Like, so
you're
talking sometimes anywhere from, I think, what was the shortest, 37? We're talking 8 feet in difference.
Yeah.
That's a big difference. And, you know, it kind of goes back to, like, you compare it to, like, a construction worker. Like, the more tools they have, the more successful they can be on their job. Once again, only if you know how to utilize those tools.
Right, and that was the other point we made, because she's like, well, and he always wants more. And we're like, well, if he wants more, like, you should set a limit, I think. Not a limit, but a number of tournament balls, right? Whatever your number is.
Yeah,
I really think 9 is a great number.
I would agree with that.
Yeah,
we brought 9 here, so yeah.
It's manageable. It's 3 bags. You know, that one seems good. But then if you're I'm sure you do this, rotate in and out, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
The heavy oil ball might be getting too many games on it. Let's look at that area of bowling ball, see what's new.
Yeah.
And then maybe a few months later, you look at, what's our benchmark ball? How many games does that one have on it?
Yeah.
And it lets the parents and the kids know, you know, you're not just buying a bowling ball because you like the colors, or although sometimes the colors are pretty good,
absolutely.
Right?
I mean, that's part of it, right? Like,
I mean, I saw an Ion Max Pearl going down the lane. I think that one just is beautiful. Like, I just love that ball right now.
Yeah, the designs and colors and some of these bowling balls, like after so many are made for so many years, like it can still awe you, like that you could make a bowling ball still look cool. Like, finally a different color combination, right? Yeah.
Right. Oh, I've never seen that one before. Yeah, no, I agree.
Yeah.
So.
But I would agree. 9 is that number for us too.
Yeah.
You know, like it's not too much. But I think they really have to have an understanding of the bowling balls too. You know, the one thing that kind of one of my pet peeves is someone says it's my favorite ball. Like, I kind of get I know what they're saying, but at the same time, I kind of don't want them to say it's their favorite ball because what does a favorite mean? Does it mean you throw it a lot? Then you throw it a lot. Doesn't mean it's your favorite. Like, is it your benchmark ball, as we call it?
Right.
You know, so sometimes it's difficult to teach them about bowling balls, but it's also important if they're going to have them, they need to start understanding, you know, what these bowling balls do.
Right.
You know, so.
Right. Yeah, and I think to your point, right, the favorite one. Not only are the bowling balls changing, but the lanes are changing.
Yeah.
The oil changes over the years.
Yeah.
So, like, I think back to when we all loved the IQ Tour, right? Which is still a great ball.
Still.
Right. But now it's like, I rarely have an IQ Tour in my bag because I need stronger equipment because my rub rate's gone down. So it's like you have to look at how everything is changing.
Yeah, I agree.
Right? So, but IQ Tour is still like GOAT ball. So.
Yeah, and I think sometimes too at the young age too, some of the younger kids will see a certain individual throw a ball, and they have the expectation that ball will do the same thing for them.
Correct.
You know, so that's confusing. I mean, there's a lot to learn about this game compared to even, you know, we talk about our generation or the generation before that. Like, this game starts getting even more complicated as it goes on because there were no lane machines however many years ago. Now we're putting out different. You know, we're talking about putting speed bumps in patterns and all these other things that make it difficult. You know, there's a lot to learn for these new kids. So for, again, going back to Anna, being able to win that many times, it's, you know, that's difficult to do. And kudos to her again. That's awesome.
Okay, so it is summertime. Lots of families are planning summer vacations, trips to Minnesota this year for
Yeah.
Junior Gold.
Mm-hmm.
But tell us a little bit about Turbo, because
Yeah.
you guys offer, I don't know if everyone knows what you offer in Michigan, and
Mm-hmm.
that's such a central location for the Midwest.
Yeah, so we have a 2-lane private facility. You know, we have an old EMF and a Brunswick surface. So the good thing is, depending on where you're bowling, if you know your lane surface, you can bowl on either surface. We do have our own lane machine hooked up to our phone and stuff, which is really cool. We can put a pattern in the snap of our finger.
Oh, that's cool.
We do have Specto and Torch, and basically we have everything that you need as far as a state-of-the-art training facility goes. In addition to that, obviously we have some really good coaches. Number one, we do have Andrew Anderson.
He's okay.
Not only a good coach, but you know, it's hard to come by a good coach and a good bowler.
Oh, yeah,
you know, like
fantastic.
some are either or, some are very few are both.
Yeah.
And I've met a lot over the years, and he's really good at being both. We also have Chris Sand. Doesn't coach as much as he used to. Is very busy with the other things we have going along, obviously at Turbo,
Right.
The main portion of the business. Then we have Eric Kraus, who's been on tour for a long time.
Yeah.
He's our full-time head coach right now. He does probably a majority of our lessons.
Super awesome to work with.
Yeah,
Nice,
very
one of the
good.
nicest
He's
guys.
actually
Yeah.
my son's coach. Like
that's cool. Yeah.
you know, I help Noah a lot with his physical game or his mental game and ball motion, as we were talking about. But when it comes to the physical game, like, again, sometimes you need multiple coaches for some of these kids, and that's okay.
Yes.
You know, it's not that we can't work together, but if he works better with Eric, and especially with the evolution of the two-handed game, I don't want to hold him back, you
I
know.
love that.
And then we have Perry Crowell and myself. And, you know, Perry and I also have some inside sales duties, but we do a couple lessons per day, which is great to get away from the desk and, you know, just have some fun within our job as well. It's a nice little perk that we have. And, you know, we have our own little pro shop back there as well. So we're constantly doing refits for people. And it is a good location, you know, when the tour comes up, whether it's the PWA or PBA, you know, we open our facility up to all of our staffers. Where they can come up. And even today I talked to some of the parents, you know, they're coming from this area.
Yeah.
It's not a far hike if they're driving to Minnesota to take a little hour and a half extra drive up north and come see us the week before if you need to, and,
Right.
you know, work with some of our coaches. And
Yeah, and I think you brought up two things that I think are great. Chris Prather and I were talking about it yesterday, because I can't remember which coach I was talking to a few years ago, but we were comparing coaching to, like, a sport people know, it baseball, right? So, which your son was in, right? And usually in baseball, you have multiple coaches.
Yep.
You have a running coach, you
Yeah.
have a hitting coach.
Yep.
Like, if you're a pitcher, you have a pitching
Yeah.
coach. Like, it's not just one.
Mm-hmm.
And I think people in bowling think you have to have one coach.
Mm-hmm.
And having a team of coaches that are willing to work together is a great scenario.
Yeah, it's funny you say that, like, because honestly, when my son stopped playing baseball, last summer was his first summer not playing. It's pretty much, I think right around there, Eric was working with him. You know, he would come with me during the work in the summer, which is cool to have my kid come his food. And, like, so we do say, you know, going back to the seminar we did this weekend, it takes a small village, honestly.
It does, yeah.
And we find out it works better.
Yeah.
You know, we use the analogy of football, like offensive, defensive
Totally.
coordinator, like
Yeah.
quarterback coach, like, you know, so just taking my son, for example, he's got a physical game coach. I would consider myself the head coach. And I just ask his physical coach questions. I don't
Right.
step on his toes. Like,
Yep.
because I think you can't have too many chefs in the kitchen at one point.
100%.
You
Yes.
know,
Yeah.
so you got to be careful with that. But I think the most important thing when you're choosing a coach too is finding a coach that your kid connects with.
Yeah.
They can have the person can be a fantastic coach, but if they don't connect with them,
Yeah.
they're not going to absorb and start understanding some of that information. You know,
Well, and I think the key that you guys talked about too, and that you mentioned just now, is like having that open communication, right?
Mhm.
If you're planning to take your youth bowler to visit Turbo on the way to Junior Gold, tell the main coach that, hey, we're gonna go do this, and then we'll tell you what we learned there,
Yeah.
or like we'll share with you, and like open it up for discussion with
Mhm.
your main coach.
Yep.
Because anyone that's coaching knows that there are lots of ideas out there, lots of concepts, right? And
Yeah.
it does have to be what works and
yeah.
what your youth bowler can sign on to. Some things are hard.
Yeah,
it's-
and sometimes it's, again, you can have a really good coach, but maybe your coach just isn't missing something, or it's not his forte, and that's
Yeah,
okay.
yeah,
I mean,
exactly.
all of us coaches at Turbo, I think that what makes us strong there as far as the coaching aspect goes is that we all work together. You know, if Andrew's struggling, Perry, Chris, myself, like Eric, we're like all of us are out there dissecting it. You know,
Right.
we all see things a little bit differently. We
Yeah.
have a lot of the same fundamental beliefs, which is good.
Yeah.
But we also have different eyes and different viewpoints of things. So, like, if someone comes in there, like, I don't think someone's left without feeling like we've been able to fix what
For
they're
sure.
looking, to
Yeah.
fix. So
Well, and Andrew, Leanne and I were in the booth yesterday, and we were talking about, like, it's cool that Chris Prather is here this weekend because Chris has never been to an event. And some of the kids have told us, especially on the boys' side, if they throw it one-handed, they're getting some reverse, I don't want to say bullying, but reverse pressure to change to two-handed now, right? Like,
Yeah.
it's that, because most of the kids are throwing two-handed. We've reached that point where
Yeah.
it's like the majority is
Mhm.
two-handed. So having Chris here, a lot of the kids that were throwing one-handed, we're talking to him, and Chris doesn't hate two-handed. Like, he said, he's like, whatever your kid has fun doing,
Yeah.
that's the key. But when Leanne and I were in here, we were talking about, like, who are the two players that come to mind right now, like the best in the world that throw it one-handed, and Andrew Anderson and Chris Prather are kind of the two that come to mind.
100.
Francois Lavoie would probably be up there too. But
Yeah.
like, I mean, those guys are just great.
Yeah.
Andrew's player of the year. Like, he's always on a TV show, it feels like.
Right. Yeah. And it's, I think it's one of those things. If someone asks me, what should I do with my kid, I think it's an easy answer to go two-handed.
Yeah.
But I don't know if we're at the point where I don't think if you need to switch. Like, there was a parent I was just talking to earlier, and she's like, yeah, after junior gold, he's going to switch. And I didn't discourage her, but he throws it pretty good one-handed.
Right.
And sometimes I think kids might be doing it for the wrong. They're looking for that power aspect.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. Well,
and I can see that and understand that,
that's what Chris said. He's like, if I was a kid and someone asked me, like, which way would be the most fun, I probably would still say one-handed for me. And he said I think there's still tricks that one-handed bowlers can do that two-handed
I agree.
can't, and then vice versa.
Yeah,
right?
I think we can definitely do more with our hand.
Yeah, right.
And rev rate, we can change that a little easier. They can do it, but we can do it a little easier.
Yeah.
So I definitely agree. The bag of tricks is, going back to, Chris Barnes, his bag of tricks is the biggest.
Yes.
Anthony Simonson would be second, but I think he's limited compared to what Chris could always do,
Right.
As far as their bag of tricks goes.
Yeah, so I don't think, I've heard kids, I've heard awesome stories. Like, a few years ago, someone that actually works with Eric, Savannah Portillo.
Oh, yeah.
She bowled junior gold, and then she was switching to two-handed,
Mm-hmm.
and then she went back to one-handed, but her one-handed game got way better.
That's funny. I did not know that.
Yeah, like, she spent a summer. I think it was actually Anna that may have pressured her a little bit too, but all her friends were two-handed. She's like, I'm gonna try it. She tried it. She didn't like it, and then when she came back, I was watching her hand position, and it was like night and day different.
Mm-hmm.
And I asked her, I'm like, what did you do? Because I hadn't seen all this progression and everything. She's like, well, yeah, I bowled two-handed for a little while. I didn't like it, and now I went back to one-handed and fixed it. So it might be a little training tool too.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah.
But I just think overall the two-handed game has evolved the game a little bit, right?
Yeah,
like,
it has.
Every sport has its evolution, and if it's what keeps the sport going, how can that be a bad thing at the end of it? I think to you and I, the biggest thing is, in 15 years when we go and we walk into a league, seeing all of these kids transfer over to adult leagues and being two-handed, to me, it will be the biggest change. Right now we're coming in here, it's expected when we come to here or junior gold.
Right.
But when we go into league and
league.
you see 3 or 4 of the people on a 5-man league be two-handed, I think that will be the eye-opener that this game has officially kind of transitioned over.
The other thing, I was talking to Mike Sinek last night about this because sport shot comes up a lot, right? And these kids love bowling on patterns. Like, if they have to go and bowl on a house shot, they're like, really? Like, can we not? Like, like even if it, because the house shot still is a pattern, right? Like, it is.
Yeah.
It's just, it's not what they've learned how to bowl on, right? So, he was talking about an adult tournament. He was planning an adult tournament. And he's like, the biggest struggle right now is what to bowl on, because you have the people that want to bowl on a pattern and you have the people that want to bowl on a house shot. And I'm like, I think in 10 years, that conversation will be gone.
It's funny. My kid doesn't bowl a lot of house shots, but when we go to the Saturday morning league, he's not interested in it.
Right.
I think he's he's even already at the point where he knows like he can throw a bad shot and get away with it.
Yeah.
But the competition, like these kids that come out here to these patterns, like it's more of a challenge. And I think there's that's the cool thing about bowling, right? Comparing it, we're talking about the offensive coordinator and having different coaches in other sports. In bowling, there's so many different levels of the game. You know,
Yeah.
there's the cosmic side, which is a game, we'll call it. You know, people walk in here and they grab a ball off the rack and they have fun and they leave and they go home.
Yeah.
You know, there's your league aspect where they might get out to their city tournament or state tournament. And then you guys have the guys that are, or girls that are in the sport aspect where
Yeah.
they're stretching and they got to get their massage gun out and they're bowling 17 games in a day and they eat right. Like, you know, so
Yeah.
there's so many different levels of the game.
Yeah.
Like, and I don't think there's a lot of other sports that have that, you know,
I
which is
would
really,
agree.
really cool,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
So basically in bowling, you can get involved as much as you want to. You can, you
It's
know.
true. Yeah. There's
And
a
you
lot.
don't have to be as I was talking about this with you know, Chris earlier, Forey. You don't have to be super athletic, you know,
No.
like
Yeah. Yeah.
it's-
It's I don't want to say an equalizer, but it really is like anyone can come out and bowl and get better and do
yeah,
well. And
absolutely. And you know,
Yeah.
one thing we talk about in the seminar that we gave this weekend, it's more like chess than it is baseball or football.
It
You
is,
know, like
yeah.
you're using your mind and you control your body movements with your mind. There's not a lot of you don't have to absorb a hit like in football or
Right.
you know jump
Right.
Do a jump shot in basketball.
You
It's
don't
it's
have
so
to
much
be
different.
really, really coordinated.
Yeah,
But
absolutely.
Coordination helps a little
Absolutely.
bit. But yeah,
Absolutely.
You can teach yourself.
We know there are
emotions.
natural. You can see some of the more naturally
Exactly.
athletic bowlers.
For sure.
But there's some ones that are not that are also very, very successful.
100%. Yeah. Yeah. So they're bowling quick today.
Yeah.
Which is great. Everyone, I think a lot of people are hoping to drive home today. After, of course, the award ceremony. So we try to make it easy for the families
Yeah,
too.
I like the hour later start time today.
Yeah.
Got to
yeah.
pack up some of our stuff and
Well, yeah, exactly. That's what we know. We're like,
Yeah.
everyone's trying to leave hotel rooms.
Yeah.
The rain didn't help anyone this morning either. So
yeah, I would definitely encourage you if you know if you haven't gotten out to one of these and you're listening or you know you're looking to test a new event, this is a great event to come out to and
we appreciate
you know
that.
long term wise it's a good investment for your kids to give them a different experience, you know, and like this one was a great one for us, you know, in preparation for like a junior gold and some of those things. You know, if you want
Yeah.
to see where your kid kind of is at, come out and experience some of these. You don't know, you might have the next Anna, you know.
100%.
So,
Yeah.
but I think they need this experience, you
Yeah.
know.
And we wouldn't be anywhere without the parent support like yourself, right? Like it's, you know, you mentioned earlier we give back on the weekends and come out and do these, but I mean, the reason we're here is because Chris Forey reached out and he's like, hey, I really want one to come to Nutmeg. And there's a lot of local people in Connecticut that this is their first SYC ever, and they
Yeah.
get to experience
Yeah.
it. And it's great for Chris. I mean, we were talking about sport shots, and all of his youth leagues are on sport patterns, which
Oh,
I
wow.
love. Like,
Yeah,
I think
absolutely.
that's fantastic.
Yeah,
And,
for sure.
you know, it's great for the kids too. But around this time too, we, you know, we in June next month in Green Bay, all the kids are getting concepts.
Okay.
And we did that because we knew Junior Gold was coming up.
Good.
And we're
I like that,
okay,
yeah.
like,
Yeah.
you know, you might need that ball.
We've seen a lot of those rolling out here this week, so
we did,
yeah.
yeah.
It seems like that ball's doing very well as a
Yeah.
urethane supplement,
Right,
right? Like, because
right.
we kind of know what's going on. I know that's a political type
Yeah.
of conversation out there right now, but
Right.
it's something is needed and you guys provided, you know.
Yeah.
So
Well, and we did decide to follow the PBA junior rule this year. So just we're trying to make it as consistent as we can
Yeah.
for the kids because
Mhm.
there are a lot of questions around
yeah,
that whole world of
Mhm.
bowling balls. But
yeah,
yeah, it is. I mean, we really did try to make it. That's why they bowl on 3 patterns throughout the weekend because you know you don't know until you bowl. Like if you're prepping for junior golds and you come in and you think the short pattern is your weakness, but all of a sudden on the long pattern you're having struggles.
Yeah.
Maybe the long pattern. Like you have to
Yeah.
figure out what you need to work on. So that's what it's all about.
yeah. No, and I think this tournament gives you that, you know, like you can win the day or you can win the entire event. You're never out of it. Like
Right.
if you bowl bad the first block or even first day, like you come in here and so what? You can win a gold medal for winning the long event. There's nothing wrong with that once again,
Exactly.
right?
Yeah.
So
So we do have some score updates. So Alea Kerrigan finished up with a 215. We have Trishna Desai 201, 191 for Ashton DeVries, 213 for Kiana Makaplanik, and then Anna Antony shot 182. She had one split, and then it looks like Emma struggled a little bit this game, but That's a pretty solid start.
Yeah.
I would take that pair. It looks
Yeah.
like in a round, that's kind of the highest pair we got going on. It doesn't look like there's a lot of 250s yet.
No, I don't see any big scores. Can't see some of the
boys.
But yeah. Shout out to my student over there. She had 221 first game, so Sarah had 221 game 1. So she traveled kind of with us from Michigan. So
cool. Yeah, and I heard she committed to school.
Yeah, she's headed to Arkansas State.
That's awesome.
Yeah, she's been one of my students for I think going on 6 years now. So probably one of the most. I mean, she comes in every single week for 6 years from our neck of the woods. So yeah, her and her brother both. Her brother graduated from LTU this year.
Okay.
You know, he was a. They come in every single week though. They're very committed. You know, so we become kind of like family. We hung out their house. They have a family over here, so we got to go to the house on the water and have some dinner and stuff. So just a great family, and you know, wish Sarah the best. Once she leaves after one more year, her senior year is next year of high school, so it'll be weird not seeing her for a while after seeing her for 6 years every week. So
I love hearing that because you know you can't teach a kid to be dedicated. Like they just have to do it. I mean, you can force a kid to go practice, but it usually doesn't end well.
Yeah,
they
no, that's
have to want to do it.
Yeah, that's the hard part, right?
Yeah.
You know, nowadays, like we have that again, going back to when we were younger, that they have access to phones and other things that are such temptations to, like, you know, when I was younger, I could go spend 5 hours in the bowling alley and probably really wouldn't want to leave. Because honestly, at the end of the day, what else was there much to do, right? Like, do I go to Blockbuster and rent a movie, or can I sit at the bowling alley and hang out with my friends and get better at bowling? You know, so
it's really true.
But there's a lot of people out here I assume are pretty dedicated. Like I said, some of these physical games out here are unbelievable to watch. Some of these kids at these ages, you know, and I'm sure we're going to see some of them either on tour or you know at some of the higher collegiate levels as well.
Yeah, I can't believe how many college opportunities there are out there for kids now. I mean, that's changed since we were younger.
Yeah, 100%,
like,
yeah.
We were talking about that earlier this weekend. Because even, you know, it's always been the girls have the NCAA opportunities. Like we see Anna and Alea, I think have both committed to Vanderbilt.
Okay.
Which is NCAA. Sarah, another NCAA school. So there is that option for girls, but there wasn't for boys. But now boys have a lot of opportunities, and it's growing every year, I've heard.
And who knows, too. And I'm learning more of this as we go, as my son's starting to get into that picture, you know. But, yeah, you know, with the NIL, we'd have no idea what could come, you know, in the future with some of these bigger schools having some extra money. So
NIL did really change the game.
It did. I mean, in our state right now, football players in high school can start getting money, you know. So that was interesting. But there's a weird discrepancy because they can't, you know, like bowlers can't bowl in the adult league still and earn money, but a high school football player can. So there becomes some gray area now, which is kind of confusing, but we're learning as we go type of thing. So
I think it all has to catch up, right? I think they're starting with football, and then it's gonna.
They're the king of the sports world still.
They are.
I mean,
football just leads.
They do. And then once again, you know, like if it does follow, I think we'll all be okay with that. You know, if it starts with them, like we just have to be patient. It's again, I really do think the sport is going in the right direction though. You know, from a company standpoint, a product standpoint, like, you know, I think the bowling industry is doing very, very well. You know, coming out of COVID and everything, we were all worried, and it was a booming year, the first year, the second year, and sure, it's plateaued a little bit, but it's still doing, I think, way better than our expectations were.
I've heard rec bowling is all up, which is a good thing for the whole sport because we want more people to.
That's where they start, right?
Commit,
that's where we started. You know, we picked up a ball and used the bumpers. We all start at that point. Yeah. Maybe they're starting a little later, but they're still. That's the starting point, right?
So, do you guys have any new products?
We do. So, Bowl Expo's around the corner, as you know. We're about a month and a half away. So in 6 weeks, we'll have a launch of one major new product. We're keeping that kind of close to our chest, as we're saying right now. But we have a new product coming out, which I've been testing for about 3 months right now. So I'm very excited for us to launch that new product. With no other hints, unfortunately.
That's all right.
But
I'm all about like leading people.
It's hard to keep things under secret nowadays, especially bowling balls with you guys. Like they're always leaked, no matter how good of a job you do, right? And sometimes it's a good thing, sometimes it's a bad thing. You know, like your Alpha Crux was at the tour, and then you know, like it just
that one was planned. Sometimes we are planning leaks now because we can't beat it because you know the international side of stuff. changes everything.
Right. It gets over stateside and across the pond rather quick, you know.
Yeah, right.
It's not by pigeon anymore.
Yeah, and then it's just, as you know, we only have so many TV opportunities.
Right.
So it's
Yeah.
like, okay, well,
Yeah.
let's try to get it on TV. But so that one was planned. But
Yeah.
others are not.
Yeah.
Usually it's not.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
But anyway, so yeah, I'm
Yeah,
excited to find out.
Yeah,
too.
yeah, we have a new product coming at Bowl Expo, so make sure to take a look at that. We have a couple other new other things coming as well.
Yeah.
So we're excited about that. The direction of the company is, doing very, very well. As you said, the bowling industry is doing very well. We're following suit. Grips, slugs, all of our production, things like that. Things are going very, very well. Most people think bowling slows down in the summertime.
Everyone.
But if you're in the industry, you realize that it's actually the opposite because you're prepping for the boom come the fall.
Yeah.
We're visiting all of the trade shows, the distributor trade shows. We have Bowl Expo. We're trying to, load up surplus for the fall time because the peaks are so high in bowling, in that September, August range. Like pro shops are loading up and, we don't want to go through inventory early on in the year. We want to build it up.
For sure. Yeah.
Bowling does not, I feel like it just never slows down. I felt like, maybe the summertime at one point it was slower, but with all these sport events and things like this, like people don't stop. They don't stop practicing in the summer,
No. Yeah. Okay, so can we do one more final reminder for kids as we're watching? We have some new bowlers coming in.
Yes.
I think Chris Prather's going to join us too in game 2,
Okay.
so that you can go and check on Noah.
Yeah, no
We
problem.
don't want to leave him.
Yep, no problem. He's coming this way soon. So.
Okay, good. We may have you back in. But
Okay.
I just want to do a quick reminder. A lot of these parents have kids that are growing. Let's talk about the fit.
Yes. Yeah, and we talked about that this summer, and we can kind of review that.
Yeah.
So, don't judge them by their height sometimes. We look, they haven't went through a growth spurt. But then someone made a good point. I added this to my notes. It's like, oh yeah, they change shoe size a lot. And typically, when you're changing your shoe size, your hand is growing as well. Maybe not in length, but maybe in size, and your grip size is going up, or your thumb size. And I think if you're not keeping up on your child's fit, I think it's detrimental to their development. Like they're not going to get better if they have a bad fit.
Yeah.
And that's based on experience. And we have a lot of people coming to TurboTech, especially if they're a youth bowler and they're in high school, they're in middle school. The first thing we do is we assess their fit. And I do try and encourage parents to get in with the pro shop, because even a really good pro shop person, you say, hey, drill me this brand new concept. Okay, I'll drill that for you. Like, it's not always the pro shop. If they're really busy, they're not always going to check your fit. Maybe if you're a more regular person and you're doing 10 balls a year, that might happen. But I really want to put the onus on the parents to making sure that and they don't have to know that, but getting with their pro shop so that you can have an assessment as far as where does your fit go, making sure the grip, I've seen so many kids put their grips in and 6 months later they can't fit their knuckle even in there just because they've grown for no other reason. And parents want to know, hey, why'd you start struggling? And then a lot of times it can be a bad fit.
Right. And we're going into summer, and yes, junior gold's right in the middle, so you're probably doing that. But we do have a lot of kids that after junior gold, their families decide, let's take the month off.
Mm-hmm.
But in that month, we have a lot of kids that show up at an SYC and haven't been back to league, and the fit is not good.
Yeah.
So check it before you go to a big tournament.
Yeah.
Because the worst thing you have is you show up.
Absolutely. Or honestly, like, it's fine. I think I believe in a little break, I think, is good, especially if you're prepping harder for junior gold, as you probably should be.
Right.
And take a little mental reprieve after that. I think you deserve it before, especially if you're playing high school, and even if it's just for league, take a month off, give yourself a mental breather. I mean, all athletes do that in other sports.
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean correct. Like, have your fit checked right after that. Like, my biggest thing is you should not bowl in pain.
Yeah.
We have a heavy object in our hand. It's not a baseball. It's not a football. Like, it's not light. Like, and those guys hurt their tendons and things throwing footballs. Well, ours is 14.5 pounds heavier in most cases. So you should not be bowling in pain, though. Like,
right. And if you're sticky, if your thumb is sticking, it's just.
I think even as a non-bowling parent, you can tell if your kid's fit is not good if you're watching.
Right.
Again, encourage you to watch your kid if you're here.
Right.
Like,
if there's any gap, it's not good.
100%. Yeah. So watch your kid once in a while, and that way you can relay some information to your pro shop, because we know teenagers, for example, they're not great at communicating all the time.
No.
Because you could go in the pro shop for a fit and they'll say, oh yeah, it's fine, and reality, like, no, it's really not. I watched you bowl this week. Like, there's something going on. Like,
make them be honest. It's important.
And to be considered to your pro shop, to set up an appointment, like, because that's something, like, they typically will get out on the lanes and watch. It's not something, like you can just walk in there if they're busy, and like Chris's
point.
shop's very busy. Like,
Yeah.
so don't be afraid to call up there and set up an appointment, set up an hour, half hour, however
Yeah.
they work that, to get in there and assess the fit. And honestly, I would encourage you to do it at least twice a year. Like if your bowler is what we call an athlete, and they're beyond the cosmic bowling, and they're bowling in this event, the SYC, for example, get their fit checked twice a year. Like it's just as important as, if not more. Yes, drill as many balls as you can.
Yes.
But get your fit checked out.
Well, and if you're getting a new ball just because the fit was good the last time you got that ball checked, like don't go off of specs. Like do the twice a year, and you can decide what time of year you think that you want to do it. But it's important.
And absolutely, and honestly too, like carry some extra grips. Like you never know. Like talking about junior gold, it could be 100. In Minnesota that week for all. I mean, we don't know at this point, but carry some extra grips. And I encourage a lot of my students, when you get to a certain level, not only have the tools to replace them yourself. You're in the hotel room, you're like, oh my gosh, I bowled 5 games yesterday. It was 85 today. It's 95. I swelled up. I bowl first thing in the morning. Learn how to change your grips out and stuff like that.
And super glue grip. The glue goes bad. Like, not bad, but it wears out.
Yeah.
Like I have seen grips just fall
yeah.
out.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure you have too.
Yeah, no, 100%. So learning how to do those things, I think, is also important at this age. Like, it's learning like other things in other sports, getting your skate sharpened and things like that. It's keeping up with the athletic sports side. Super, super important. There's so much to this game, right?
I know. Well, and I did want to ask, because I've had interchangeables for as long as I can remember. What is there an age that you recommend getting that interchangeable?
No, and it really depends. Everyone's different, honestly. It's probably one of the more popular, switch grip questions that we do have. It depends. Are you keeping one in your spare ball? If you keep one in your spare ball, you're not switching it out as much. But if you're swapping it out every time you leave a 10-pin, and you're swapping out every game, every time you practice, every tournament, I mean, you're talking. I think we calculated you can spin those in and out 2,000 times in a month. In a month. So imagine plastic on plastic 2,000 times in a month. So
they wear out.
Yeah, I mean, I compare it to an oil change. When you feel that it stops to start clicking, don't hesitate to, once again, go in your pro shop, say, hey, especially junior gold, have a couple backups.
Yeah, for sure. Oh,
not only sizing wise, what if one was clicking really good and all of a sudden it's starting to wear before? Have 3 or 4 for different even sizing factors. Once again, the bowling alley could be freezing in the summertime, or what happens if the AC is went out, as it has, I know, a few times before. So
it has,
preparation, as I'm learning, in bowling is very, very important with our youth, because they won't always tell you, and we kind of have to guide our kids to do that a little bit.
Yeah, and then, would you recommend U12 bowlers? Are they ready for the interchangeable system, or is it?
I think anyone who at a tournament level, if you're traveling, I think it's imperative that you have that same fit. If you're just doing your Saturday morning, I think at this point, I think that's okay.
Yeah.
But if you're getting to the point you're doing any traveling and you're leaving your balls in your car at nighttime, and then you're bringing them in the hotel back and forth, I think it's that point your thumb's swelling. You're bowling in the morning and at night, back-to-back days.
Yeah.
I think having using switch grip is so important.
Yeah.
Just to getting a feel. It feels everything. It's like having a comfortable shoe in basketball. Like, if it doesn't fit you right, like you don't want blisters on your feet. Well, having your hand fit is the same thing, going back to the fit change.
I remember when I got my first switch grip, it was like life-changing. I don't know about you, but I mean, because I did have one of those thumbs where it was constantly swelling, constantly getting smaller, and I'm like, I'm constantly putting tape in and out. But then I would just I had when I was at my most competitive level, I think I had 4 thumbs that I would go between, and it was life changing. So if you're on the fence.
Yeah, and we did a little, I did a couple fit changes for a couple kids here. They had some major blisters and things like that. Like, again, if you see those things, go to your pro shop, and if you're not coming out of it, even if you're not sure, just go get an assessment and just say, hey, I think we need to take a look at this a little bit. It's super important. You don't want to hold your kid back there. You feel like they're bowling good, but something's not right. Just go get their fit changed.
All right. Well, thanks for hanging out.
Absolutely.
With us.
Thanks for having me. You guys do a great job with this event.
Thanks to Turbo. You guys have been part of it since year number 1. We're entering year 10.
Wow. Okay.
That's
great.
Amazing.
Yeah. And they fill every single time.
Yeah.
Well, hopefully we'll see you guys back in Michigan soon. So.
I know. Well, that is on our list. We did Michigan. Ohio and Michigan, you guys have so much bowling.
Yes.
There, and it's hard when we go to Ohio. It's hard to go to Michigan, and Michigan So, because then everyone's like, oh, those are too close. And
Yeah,
I'm like, no,
yeah.
they're not really.
Not really if they fill. I mean, but they
Yeah,
always fill,
they
so that's
do.
the thing. Yeah. Absolutely.
No, it's great. So anyway, thanks again for being
Absolutely.
part of it. Good
Yeah,
luck
we
this
appreciate it.
summer.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
You guys have a lot of events coming up, so
Yeah.
I will be tuned in for the big announcement. I can't wait.
Oh, yes. Well, are you going to be at Bowl Expo this year?
No, I'm
No.
working the tab.
Oh,
So,
you
yeah,
are? You did
yeah,
say that. Okay.
Yeah, no, you're good. Yeah.
Okay.
It's there's a lot going on
There
this
is.
summer.
Yeah. Once again, that's great. Like, you know, we love what we do, both of us, and
For
like I said, the
sure.
bowling is going great, and
Yeah.
if we're coming out with new products, that means there's new demand for new things. So.
Yeah, I love it. All right.
All right.
Well, we're going to take a short break. We'll come back. We'll introduce the bowlers, and we're going to talk to Chris Braithwaite for a little while.
Thanks so much.
Thanks for having us.
All right,
or
thanks.
thanks for being here.
Absolutely.
All right. Good morning. Sorry for that small break. Thanks if you were listening. We had some great insights from Mike over at Turbo. And we have some new bowlers. Let me introduce you to the bowlers we're watching. On 37 and 38, we have Alyssa Randisi, Kendall Steyer, Taryn Murphy, Ella Wagner, Avery Frank, and Kaylee Crosslett. And then next door, we have Nora Jewell, Elia Dent, Gianna Pizzamenti, Isabella Dixon, Madison Gradowski, and Kylie Opedisano. I think I still said that wrong. Opedisano. That's what it is. Yeah. Good morning to everyone in the chat. It's good to see you all. Let's see if we have any updated bios here. I'm enjoying our friend Avery's Go Bowling jersey. She's wearing a Go Bowling at the Glen jersey. That's a NASCAR race up in New York. Looks like all of our girls are not filling out bios. I'm gonna have to get on these girls. See if Alyssa filled out one. Alyssa ran DC SYC champion. Nope. Got nothing. I got no bios. That's all right. We'll talk about the girls right in front of us. So here's Miss Alyssa. She is from Brooklyn, New York. She is a past junior gold champion, SYC champion. She has won some titles in her time. Also gonna start pulling up some results. Our scorekeepers are going through and filling out all the scores. I'm liking Avery's game. Really cool jersey too. That Go Bowling race at the Glen. It's a great event if you are a fan of bowling and want to head to a NASCAR race. It happens yearly. Here's Miss Taryn Murphy. She's up on a double. Pulled it a little bit. Comes back saying, whoops. We are entering, this is game number 2. So, but the girls are following the girls, so they have not a ton of transition, I would say, on the long pattern yet. Good spare by Taryn. Really nice shot by Ella Wagner. Her game is super good. Nice free arm swing that Ella has. I'm loving it. All right, let's see. Oh, Andrew, I didn't know that. Oh, maybe I did. I think I remember watching her bowl. Did she get injured? All right, we're gonna look at some scores. Of course, the scores are updated at bowlmetrics.com. I'll drop that in the chat.
Good morning, everybody.
Oh, good morning, Mike. How's it going out there?
Interesting. Last couple of SYCs, the long pattern would start scoring almost immediately, and today, not.
The short pattern was the high scoring.
Lots of splits, game one. I walked the entire center during game one, and I can say that of the 6 bowlers on a pair, at least 4 had multiple splits. So,
all right, you yourself are a scorekeeper, so I'll give you guys a compliment. Looks like all the scores are in.
yeah. Oh, we were on it.
U18 girls, it looks like after game one, the leader is on the long pattern is Sarah Augustus. Alea Kerrigan, who is right in front of us, she is in second, and Kiana McAplonic, she is third. But it is tight, and it is plus until the 7th place. Let's see. U18 boys. We've got the top 21 are plus. I'm sorry, the even are plus. Hayden Smeaker. How do you say his last name?
Smricker?
Smecker. Well, Hayden, I need to know how to say your name. I'm going to go talk to your dad.
Schmecker. Hayden Schmecker.
Schmecker?
Yeah, Schmecker.
Yeah. Plus 37. Angelo Galafaro plus 36. And then Zachary also plus 36 tied. Jake Lau. Yeah, it's tight up there.
It's really tight.
After
3 scores
one
at plus 24. Yeah.
Let's go over to U15 girls, which is what we're watching. Ariana Olivier plus 5. Taryn Murphy plus 5. We're watching her. Daisy Newton plus 1. Aria Bole minus 1. But yeah, another. You're right. The scores are not really high.
No, and they're very close too. So the question will be, and I'm starting to see more striking going on. Is the pattern going to open up a little bit? And
Smooth out a little bit, maybe.
yeah, to our left, I see a 5-bagger. To our right, I see front 4, front 5, 7 spare. So we're starting to see some movement. Question is this an across-the-house situation, or is this just local? But I am seeing
I don't
actually,
think it's just local.
looking down that way, I'm seeing there's a 5 or 6 bagger, about 4 or 5 pairs down. But the long pattern is sometimes the hardest because you have to play a part of the lane where a lot of bowlers are not comfortable.
For sure.
So we'll see what happens. And then you're going to be getting the U15 and U18 boys coming to you.
Ooh, they strike a lot.
So they should be striking a lot. There wasn't a ton of striking down at the low end. Like 220, 230 was a really good score. So, we'll see how it shakes out.
Well, I believe Chris Forey is visiting back to the booth in game number 3.
Cool.
We did have a question. Do you have to qualify to go to these tournaments? You do not have to qualify. We open registration for the events about 6 to 8 weeks prior to an event. So the schedule is on stormbowling.com/SYC. And you can go there. You can see where we're going. We usually announce our schedules in September, October time frame for the next year. So right now you'll see through November, and you can see when the entries will open. And then on sign-up day, it's like a concert. You get in and you try to sign up, and first come, first serve. We do have a waiting list, and if you're on the waiting list near the top, that's the best scenario because we will have cancellations. We do, but it usually comes closer to the tournament. So, and we know over the years we've heard that, well, they sell out so quick, but once you come, you understand why. That's all I'm saying. And I used to use Hamilton as a reference, but Hamilton's been around for a while. But there's a song in Hamilton that says, "I want to be in the room where it happens." You don't know until you're in the room where it happens, guys. You got to be in the room where it happens. So, if you're interested, you just have to be a USBC youth athlete. So that means you're 18, under 18 as of August 1st. We are getting to the end of the year, so people are getting older. I'm not getting older. Are you getting older?
I'm getting older. I occasionally feel it.
Yeah.
There are days where I don't, but occasionally I do. The hardest part about getting into the SYC is the sign-up process, and there is an FAQ that I suggest everybody read.
We try to help you.
How to sign up for SYC. Our folks at Pinwheel do a really good job of making it as easy as possible, but still, these tournaments do sell out relatively quickly.
The other thing I would suggest to people, if you're listening and you need a tip for signups, I don't know about you, Mike, but when I'm going to sign up for something that I know I'm going to sell out quick, or it's going to sell out quick, I log in and make sure my payment, whatever's saved in my, Apple Pay or whatever you want to use. Now, Pinwheel does not allow you to use Apple Pay, and you have to type in your credit card. But if you have one of those like auto save your credit card set up, make sure everything is right.
Google Pay, Google Wallet.
Yeah. Make sure that nothing's expired. Check that card because we will have issues where payment will get expired or will expire, and they'll have issues, and that will stop the process. So just double check everything. Don't stress if you spell something wrong. We can fix that after.
Yeah, spelling errors
just
can
get
be
through the process.
Get in first.
Yeah.
And then we'll repair
I'm not sure we even make the USPC sanction number mandatory anymore. I'm not sure. I'd have to look. I could look. Let's look. Let me look. Because I know that is always a hard whether you have that or not. Mike, we talked a little bit about the long pattern. You want to go over what they're bowling on?
Yeah, 45 feet, 29 mils. This is the flattest of the 3 patterns they bowled on this weekend, which could attribute to some of the early split action. Pattern is built in around 13, 14, 15 with a little help at 9, 10. So if you have a lower rev rate, you can play a little bit straighter on 9, 10. If you got a higher rev rate, you're going to be in a little bit more. There is a good bit of volume in the middle of the lane, so a lot of the U18s were having trouble finding the right angle at the start because they went deep and tried to swing it, and it wouldn't come back, and then if they squared up too much, then it would go through the nose. So it's a little tricky out the gate, and like I said, it's only a 3-1, so this is their toughest pattern of the week, and like splits, I'm seeing splits.
Here's my fun fact if you're listening. This is my one tip that I'm not sure will help you, but it might. You do not need your USBC number when you're signing up for the SYC. You can send it to us after. We can get it added. Do not panic. No panicking allowed.
Yes, because you'll get a confirmation email, and the ability to adjust any information is fine. The live stream pair, which in the first 2 rounds was one of the higher scoring pairs.
It's not been.
Not happening today.
No. And you know what's funny? Chris Forey told me yesterday, it's like, it's not really that good of a pair. I'm like,
Okay.
It has been.
Mm-hmm.
And then Chris Prather came in and said the same thing.
Okay.
So, yeah.
So they brought the black cloud into play.
Yeah,
Okay.
they wished it. They made it happen. Chris Forey's coming back in Game 3, so he can tell me.
Well, I've always said when you go to bowling centers you've never been to before, look in front of the pro shop, because in front of the pro shop there's often higher traffic with fresh bowling balls, so there's often dust and fresh surfaces that hit the lane. So the pairs in front of the pro shop often get a lot more traffic, and the fronts get burned up quicker. So, anytime you're walking into a new bowling center for a tournament site, right in front of the pro shop, the area around the pro shop is usually an area
Heavy traffic.
especially if you're in a tournament where you're crossing.
Andrew says that 5 minutes before signing up is the longest 5 minutes a day. I would agree. And let me tell you, if you think the parents are the only ones that are stressed, Leanne and I are so stressed before that. And I do love SYC sign-up days because you get that energy and you're like, all right, we got, noon, it's kicking off. And I love for the families that it's noon because it's a little later on the East Coast, 2 o'clock. However, does Blair eat lunch on those days? No, because you feel sick leading up to it. And then after, you feel sick after it. So,
Yep.
I mean, it's great. Because, we want everyone to get in. In a perfect world, there would be a bowling center big enough for everybody.
Korea.
Yeah, SYC Korea coming soon. Just kidding. But we were having that conversation earlier because Oregon is coming up. It's in a relatively smaller center compared to other SYCs. However, anyone that lives on the West Coast knows bowling centers are not big on the West Coast. They're small. They're 32 lanes, 36 lanes, 40 lanes is a giant center. Like, it's just different out there. 48 lanes.
Yep.
So Oregon will sell out quickly. I think that's the next one that opens. So if you are thinking you want to make the trek out to Oregon,
Mm-hmm.
or if you live on the West Coast and you're like, finally, we've got one, be ready to sign up. That one will sell out quick.
Yes. Yeah,
It's pretty cool because it's close to Nike.
It is. That's going to be an interesting venue.
Yeah.
We were joking because my center's in the Baltimore, Washington area where we have a lot of bowlers that it's accessible to.
Yeah.
But I only have a 36-lane center, which is considered a small center by SYC standards, which is good. But we were saying that if we opened SYC Maryland with my little 36-lane center, we would probably sell out in 48 seconds. So,
Well, we had that in, where did we go? North Carolina. It was a small center, and it did sell out in 30 seconds. That was one of our quickest sellouts. We got some girls holding up their hands for the 5-pin down here. They're still having fun.
yes, they are having fun. That is not an issue. Having fun is not an issue. The U12s are still bopping along. All the boys are talking. The parents are a little tired, but the kids are still having fun. So
The families have traveled a long way to be here. I appreciate everyone coming. I heard someone say they had an 11-hour drive home later. You guys have a long drive. Thank you for being here. So
yeah, about 5 hours or so, traffic notwithstanding. So yeah,
you have a whole contingency of Maryland that you'll all be on the road together.
yes,
You need like walkie-talkies.
heading south together.
Although I was chatting with one of the families from New York, and they said, I think everyone just gave up coming up here for the weekend when it was raining so bad because traffic wasn't terrible at all yesterday and today. So
Yeah, we'll be heading back this afternoon after the tournament's over, and we're thinking, okay, it's going to be late in the afternoon on Memorial Day. Most everybody should be at
Where
their
they
barbecue, which unfortunately, well,
Is
the rain
rained.
here is supposed to leave after 1 o'clock. So if you're in the Connecticut, New York City metro, you're going to have a gray afternoon, but you may not have rain, which is a good thing.
yeah, if you can hold out your burgers until later tonight, you might be able to have them after all.
Yep. And for us, I mean, relatively an easy drive. We are a minute from 95, and we're home is right off of 95 South. So
that's nice.
You know, just hop on 95 and just go until you see the exit. And it's like, okay.
All right, Mike, you got to get out there and collect some scores. We're going to
Score
take a really short break, and we'll be right back because our bowlers are already here.
Yep.
All right, we are back. And we have some new bowlers. I heard a rumor that they filled out some bios. So the bowlers we're watching on this pair, we have Jade Campbell, Taylor Morgan, Isabella Mondello, Hadley DeBall, Lucy DeBall, and Grace Beardsley. So Grace Beardsley is not up yet. We'll talk about her when she gets up. There's Miss Isabella on line 38. Oh, so close for Miss Hadley. Here's Grace. She's stepping up on 38. Grace is from East Greenbush, New York. She's 11 years old. This is her first SYC. Grace bowls in the Joey Schmidt Capital District Junior Pro Scoring Travel League in the handicap division. She placed first this season, with this being only her second season. Her big sister Emily and brother Dylan won their scratch division in the same league. Grace had the high average of 156 for her junior league in the last several years, and she will compete on the high school varsity girls bowling team for Columbia in 2 years with her sister Emily. She also pitches in her 10U softball team, and she wants to be an art teacher when she grows up. She loves bowling, even though she doesn't show a lot of emotion when she's bowling, which is all right because we talked about that earlier, that managing emotions is key to your mental game. And she wants to say hello to her sister, brother, who will have to rewatch the live stream because her sister's bowling at the same time today. And her brother is bowling with the older kids. We also have Jade Campbell. She's from Valdosta, Georgia. Bowls at Jack's Lanes. She's 11 years old. She has won Pepsi 4 times in a row for 10U. She loves to help people cook, and she wants to say hello to all of her friends back at Jack's Lanes. Got some shout outs for Taylor Morgan.
Yeah.
See Stevie Newton to the right, too. She's on 39. So the pair to our right, we have Alexandra Boudreaux, Ariana Olivier, Aria Boley, Steve Newton, Daisy Newton, and Emily Beardsley. And we have Chris Forey back in the booth.
Hello, everybody.
Good morning. Happy Sunday, Chris.
Happy Sunday. Rainy, crappy weather in New England.
Really?
It was so
Rainy.
beautiful at the beginning of the week. It was like July weather.
I heard on the news that of the last 12 Memorial Days, you guys have had rain 10 of them.
Yeah, so generally we go to Pennsylvania to Hershey Park on Memorial
Oh,
Day.
nice.
So these plans got messed up a little bit, but
Yeah.
it's funny, and it rain every time it rains, and we go down there just pick up our passes and stuff.
Cool,
And,
yeah.
But it's fun. And I said to the bowling center when we booked it, I'm like, let's pray for no rain.
I know. It is. We always do families, think the bowling center extra hard when it's rainy out because they usually are losing business on those days.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, I think that I left last night, so I don't know how busy it was last night. But
Yeah.
I mean, we do pretty well with open play.
Yeah,
We're in a
good.
major market, but it's
Sunday
rain
rainy-
is the rain's the one thing that every bowling center prays for.
Yeah.
Snow, not so much,
right.
but just crappy weather.
Yeah. Especially out here in Memorial Day weekend. That kind of is the secret sauce. But so we're watching some U12 bowlers,
Absolutely.
U12 girls, and then U15 girls. How fun is it to work with the little ones?
Yeah, Izzy here right
Yeah.
in front. She's gonna get up. She has the little bow in her hair.
Yep.
Izzy's one of my up and coming juniors.
Nice.
She's been taking lessons now for about 5 months every Thursday.
I was afraid you were going to say 5 years, and I'm like, no.
No. So
Yeah.
Izzy's gonna. I think she will be a very good bowler. The hard thing when they're really young, it's the same with the boys. It's so hard to reel them in. Get their mind to slow down.
Yeah.
So Izzy loves to bowl fast. Like when we practice, it's like, all right, Izzy, we have to pick the ball up with two hands. We have to set up. But a great family, a great kid. So I usually don't watch when she bowls a tournament because I don't want to be like, all right,
Right.
we're not doing what we're supposed to work on.
Right.
But it's part of the growing part of it.
For sure.
It's frustrating to our parents too because they'll be like, oh, she didn't do what we're supposed to be doing. But
Yeah.
she's a good kid. I think she loves to bowl. That's the big key.
Yeah. I think
Uh,
she wrote that. Is it
Oh yeah, they have
one
their
of
little
them?
notes. I forgot about
I
that.
know. Yeah. Although not all of them filled it out, which is rare for the little ones. Usually I get all of them.
Yeah, that's
No, I don't
interesting.
have
'Cause I remember
Isabella
Christian
yet.
did it in Orlando.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
it's fun.
she loves to bowl. She, like, if I have a lesson with her and I get a little tied up and I get out there finally, like 20, 30 minutes later, I think she might have like 5 games already done. Like, she just speed bowls.
Yeah.
So
Well, that's good. I mean, because you can rein in almost everything.
that's a great shot.
That
Even though
is
she's
a
not
really
going to
good
make it.
shot. Yeah, that was
Yeah,
awesome.
that was her best shot.
Well, and the long pattern can be, the guys love the long patterns.
Yeah, but they
But
just
sometimes-
wrench on up the middle of the lane.
Exactly. Sometimes the U12 girls, especially, the long pattern can be the most challenging for them.
Yeah, they don't know, they don't really move left.
Right.
In this case, you have this young lady with 2
Taylor,
hands. Look at
yeah.
that.
Yeah,
I love
she's
that.
good.
Keeps it in front of her.
Yeah, she's been bowling SYCs for a while. She had an older brother.
Very smooth form. That's the
Yeah.
first time I've seen. Like I said, I haven't had a chance to really watch much here.
Right.
Obviously, I know Stevie very well,
Yes.
and she is the most dominating. What's great about Stevie, her attitude's really good,
Yeah.
and
She's just a funny
she
kid.
keeps it in play. Yeah,
Although she's feeding Leanne dad jokes, so we need to get Stevie off the dad joke train.
Oh, this is funny. I haven't heard about that.
Oh yeah, Leanne does dad jokes.
I saw somebody
to
gave
lead up.
Leanne a dad jokes book.
Yeah, so she started this a couple of years ago because there is some dead time, and so she'll tell some dad jokes.
That's a
and
good shot, Ariana.
Stevie will email her and write little dad jokes on the notes and stuff. So yeah.
So before Ariana went to 39 and 40, it said lane 39 is going to hook a lot more. Lane 40 is going to be probably pretty close to where you came from. So
Okay.
we'll see. First shot was a 4-pin, I believe, and now we 3-pin.
Yeah.
So Ariana lane 39. She's one of my girls. She's been about 2.5 years in the program. 2.5,
That's
3
awesome.
years, same thing. Went to junior gold last year, and before junior gold, really struggling with spare shooting. I take my balls to junior gold with us, so I want to practice a little bit as much as I can, or bowl the adult junior stuff. So we went to the lanes practice two straight days before junior gold at night, and I'm like, you know what? If you can't make it with your spare ball, hook it. Just move and hook it. and she ended up making the advancers
Oh,
round.
that's awesome.
And it was really good because we were going out there. I'm like, all right, sometimes you have an idea what the struggles may be,
Yeah.
and I was like, you know what? We figured something out 2 days before. It's you never know. It can just click.
It can. Yeah.
At any time.
Yeah, and these kids get. We were talking about it. They get their growth spurts. Like I'm looking at Jade. Like she's gonna grow into her game so well. Like I think of like an Aria, right? A few years ago, she was just so tiny, right? Sometimes these girls are so tiny, and they need to get muscular and grow into what they're doing. So if the fundamentals are there, they can just grow into it.
Yeah. Ariana, like even last year before junior, she's like, my ball speed's slow. I remember when we went to Pennsylvania, we all went to Pennsylvania the week before junior gold, practice there, because we all went to Hershey Park, and we brought the bowling balls. We took the kids, and at one point I'm like, throw the ball to the back of the machine as hard as you can. I want you to just whiz it. I don't care where it goes. Just trying to get her to throw a little faster.
Right.
And we pretty much realized, all right, let's stop doing that because then it gets out of control. But in Izzy's case, she throws a 13-pound ball rate, and she's 9.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
And she probably could throw 14 if you watch her swing.
Right. Yeah, totally.
And her dad would probably, if he's going to hear this, would probably be like, we talk about it.
Yeah.
And I'm like, no, let's slow it down a little bit.
Yeah, right.
But I want her to learn to slow the ball down instead of trying. If you watch Izzy, she throws it pretty firm for her.
She does.
She just threw 12.8, which is probably like 14 normal on Specto.
Yeah, and
she's not very big.
Right. Well, and that's what's amazing about Stevie, right? She gets a lot of speed on her, and that's why on all these patterns she can.
And she can keep it in front of her.
Yep.
And she makes her spares.
Yeah.
Don't chop it. All right.
I did see Ariana was coming over and talking to Isabella a minute ago. She was like cheering her up a little bit, so it was very cute.
Oh yeah, I love my girls. I feel like Anna. So if anybody knows, Anna's in my junior program. She drives an hour plus to come bowl our junior league.
I didn't know that.
And
Wow.
I would tear up almost. I'm getting ready to tear up. The greatest thing that ever happened in my junior program, and we've had a lot of great kids. We've had Packy, so many kids, but she is the most humble kid I've ever met. I'm going to tear up because I love that kid.
Yeah.
She makes my kids better.
Yeah.
All the kids.
Yeah.
She's not standoffish. She's, for being the greatest champion I've seen of a young bowler, she just embraces them all. She'll walk over to anyone if somebody's struggling. She just figures out how to cheer them up.
Yeah, she's a funny kid too.
And
man.
she's just the energy. And I'm sad we have about a year and a half left.
Yeah.
In the program because she'll be going off to Wichita. I'm sorry, Vanderbilt. Wichita's where her brother goes.
Yes, true.
Or her family goes. Sorry about that. And her parents went.
Yeah.
But she'll be going to Vanderbilt. And it's we're happy and sad at the same time.
Yeah.
Obviously they have a future. But the energy she brings to the program and what she's done for us, outside of getting some recognition because she's done so well, is the fact of how great a person she is.
Yeah, that's cool.
And that's parenting and it just great. And people don't realize that.
No, they don't.
That one kid makes my program so much better, and it makes this situation happen here where we see Ariana. We can see it. The camera doesn't really pick up. Ariana come over and talk to Izzy. Well, Ariana's off to a really good start, so she's in the medaling situation already, and she's more worried about trying to make Izzy happy, which was something that Anna would do.
Right. Yeah, that's cool.
And so I just think.
Yeah. Well, and you need to have.
That's
those
a good
bowlers,
shot. Come on, ball. That is my girl.
Yeah. You see, Ariana's hands just came up. That was cute.
Yeah. So you always need mentors.
Yeah.
And that's one thing, like I said. And so she's taught these the other girls how to do this. And I say other girls, even Christian, my son, is very really good with the other kids in the program. Obviously, we run it. He's here, but it makes a difference. And they see somebody that's that great who has that kind of attitude.
Oh, yeah. I mean, anyone that's talked to Anna and Tiffany, who's Taylor's mom, is saying Anna's amazing, too. Like, anyone that knows her, she is so humble. You wouldn't know. Like, she's literally going for the all-time SYC record.
I heard she didn't bowl well in Kentucky.
Yeah.
And then I think Janine said that she told Janine, "It's okay. my focus is Nutmeg.
Yeah.
I want to do it in my home center.
That's cool. Yeah.
I want to do it at home, which
love
is
that.
I think. And Leslie, we were at Mother's Day,
Yeah.
and Leslie Bone said, she goes, "That's some confidence." I go, the thing is, she's confident but humble.
Yeah.
It's really unique, and she bowls in my adult sport league too, in my men's sport league. She won. I think she won it 2 years ago in the summer, which has never happened when the kids never won.
Well, and I don't know about you, but it's hard not to have that with Anna. Like, you almost expect her to do well. She's created, because she's just so humble. She's a fantastic bowler, and so it's like and she balances that well, right? So everyone has these expectations on her, but she's not. She doesn't take it in. Like, she's just a normal kid.
Yeah, and I talk to her about her mindset sometimes. Like,
Yeah.
like people say to me, like, "Oh, she's in your program, you coach her." Honestly,
Oh dear.
yeah, that's all right though.
Yeah.
Come on, regroup. Hold on 1 second.
Yeah. Yeah, so lots of great kids out here, and that's the key, right? We have you have your local community, and you come out to what I was saying was you have your local bowling community, and you come out to an SYC, and that's the key, right? Like, having these friends make a big event, right? Because this is Izzy's first SYC, right?
I believe so. I
Yeah.
don't. Maybe she bowled EP last year.
Oh, maybe. Okay.
Maybe.
Oh, she might have.
I think she actually
might have
did.
been a little, yeah. Anyway, so
But my
you're in
point is,
those
yeah.
big situations, and having that support system is huge. So,
Yeah.
and having kids, but it takes someone like you to create those relationships too, because Anna's great, but you're giving them the opportunity to make these friendships.
Oh, well, thank you.
Yeah, I mean, it's key. Like, we talk about it all the time. Like, we go to bowling
Oh,
centers.
we might have a double. That's gonna go Brooklyn because that lane hooks more.
She gets a double. We
Girl. Oh, that's a good shot.
We go to bowling centers and they don't value the youth programs, and I think it's the
I do. Yeah, it's a shame.
biggest miss.
Yeah, it's a shame. I mean, our junior program is only like we talked about it yesterday. It's like 60. It fluctuates between 60 and 80.
Yeah.
COVID has, unfortunately, COVID happened.
Yeah.
It slowed down our bumper program. Our
Okay.
bumper program was consistently at 20 to 30 every session.
Oh,
we
what a
we
bad
do
bird
we do
for
3
Taylor.
sessions.
That's when the
That's bad
low
luck.
ball speed and
Yeah.
yeah. All right, keep going.
And we were doing a really good job feeding the bumper program up to the main program,
Yeah.
where I would work with the bumpers, teach them, like stay at the foul line, things like that, get good form, like work on their form. But we really have struggled since COVID of building our bumper program again, and getting them to stay. We only get like 4 or 5 kids now, which really stinks. And we haven't figured out a way to bring those kids into the bumpers.
Yeah.
So that's been our struggle there. We did a really good job. We were always able to move like 10 kids every session up
yeah.
into the main program and get them to stay.
Well, and that is the key. I used to.
That's a little wide.
part
I'm
of
watching Nolan's ball there. He was asking for a little advice earlier.
I used to be part of a youth program too, and when anyone that's trying to start one, it is this age group you want. This
Yes.
is so important. Like, getting the kids in at this level, like that's so key. Like, people always look at the scratch part, and it's like, yeah, the scratch part's great if you can get some scratch bowlers in there. Like the older kids is what
You
I'm
got to
talking
start
about,
somewhere,
right?
though.
Right, like they'll grow into those bowlers. So
Yeah, it's
it's tough though.
running a youth program. Yeah, so our youth program here, before I took it over, like about 15 years ago now, I've lost track how many years I'm in this place.
Yeah,
We had, at one point, they had the whole house.
yeah,
We had
that's a lot of kids.
150, 200 kids.
Right.
The problem was they had 150, 200 kids that one week
Oh, good
75
stuff.
showed up, another week
Right.
this. So they didn't show up all the time. And Dominic, who runs the center, he and I were talking. But it's tough when I will say from a management standpoint, you just look at the standing sheet. You might walk in and see a full house. And you're like, I don't have any problem. But I was trying to tell Dominic at the time, we have a problem with the youth program. And
Yeah.
he's like, I don't have a problem. I got whatever kids.
Yeah.
He goes, they don't buy balls. We're not seeing
They're
Chris,
not
even though there's,
engaged. Yeah.
that's
Yeah,
a great word.
Right.
So I was concerned.
Yeah.
That particular summer happened. As the 2 years I kept saying, hey, it's not going as well as we think it is.
Right.
We got to a point where that summer came, and summer would always be still pretty good. We would have probably 80 to 100 kids. We were down to like 20, and it was really, that was like the writing on the wall. That particular fall started out, and we had like same thing, like 20 kids show up, and it was like, and I think like 8 kids bailed on the program and were like, I'm not bowling here anymore.
Oh, jeez.
They left, and I went and sat down with Dominic, and we went to dinner, and I'm like, all right, it's time to implement my plan that I've been trying to like implement for years.
Yeah.
I will raise $20,000 in scholarship money this week.
Amazing. Yeah.
We will start a scholarship program. As I told you, it needs to be done.
Right.
And it wasn't me because he's run this, he's been bowling like his entire life, so
Yeah.
he's seen the 70s and the 80s.
Yeah.
But I'm like, it's changing.
It's changed. Yeah. That's amazing.
I'm like, we need to. Oh, come on, that's pretty good. Come on, ball, stop. Oh, all right, let's make the spare. We got to move 1 and 1 left. Talking about Ariana, so we're close.
Yeah, very close.
So we came up with this program. This gentleman, he's walking around back here named Tim West.
Yeah.
And Tim is great. He was a guy from like Pennsylvania area, just showed up one day in our bowling center, and he just always was around, and he just loved bowling. And I was like, no kid invested in the program. He came in, and I'm like, this is when this all happened. And I'm like, Tim, he's like, whatever you want. And I'm like, I just want to run free clinics every Wednesday for our junior bowlers.
Yeah.
And we had 8 kids the first time.
Yeah.
8 kids in the thing. We built it, took it over in January. I raised $20,000 in scholarship money, or in funding money.
Yeah,
We didn't use it all for scholarship. We
Yeah.
put them in the state tournament. We paid for everything
I love when youth leagues do that. 100%.
to try and get them started. Yep.
Yes, like that's and honestly, even if you can't pay for it as a youth league, there's been
We did half sometimes. We did whatever.
yeah, and making it part of their payment on Saturday morning makes it so much easier for the parents to digest it. Like when you announce, the state tournament's coming up and have the forms at the desk, you're gonna maybe get some.
Yeah, we walk through usually now and sign up. So we don't. A lot of the stuff we did then we don't do now.
Right.
Izzy, go Brooklyn again. All right. We got a nice game going here.
Yeah, very
spare
nice.
shooting. Let's see if we make the spare. Do we do it the right way or do we do it Izzy's way? I like to say.
Izzy way.
Izzy
let's
way.
do the Izzy way.
Izzy way will probably be throwing the strike ball again.
Yeah.
Coach way would be spare ball goes at all spares. But yeah, we did. So we started, and the first session we ever took over was in January. I still remember it was January. The high school league was bowling here. Packy was in it at the time. He was only averaging about 130.
Good spare by Lucy too.
We did throw the spare ball. Come on, Coach, be right. Yes.
She's like, Coach is watching. I gotta do it his way.
You see the smile.
She's like, fine, I like it.
Love it. So, so we announced to the high school league, hey, we're gonna have scholarship money, this and that. And Packy's whole team, well, not whole team, but the starting team, all signed up for the league. They weren't in our junior program before that. That's really good. Yep.
I like Hadley. Not to interrupt, but Hadley uses her foot to control the ball. I swear, she's like moving. She's like, come on, come this way. Anyway, keep going.
Oh no, that's all right. But so that's pretty much what we ended up.
I love it.
We had, I think, the first time we had now we had 40 kids.
Yeah.
Now we did a free clinic on Wednesdays for an hour and a half still, and then we did a free clinic on Saturdays after league.
So these are great tips for other parents that are listening to share.
Oh,
so
man,
close.
thought she had
Did you see her foot though? She's
yeah,
I love it. But so if you're a parent and you're listening, and you're like, man, I wish my youth program did this, because both of those tips, any youth program that asks me, because we'll have some people throughout the year that'll ask me or Leanne, like, what do you see other places? Clinics or
coaching.
Power hours, like some people
Whatever
do, like
you want to call it.
before or after, where you open the lanes and let them come in. Those are huge. And then the other thing is getting them into tournaments.
Teach them there's more than just league bowling.
City, state, totally. Make teams within your leagues. Get them to love it and show them that it's not just Saturday morning. Because sometimes, when I was a kid, that was a great shot. When I was a kid, I bowled Saturday mornings, and there would be mornings I'd be like, I just want to wake up and watch cartoons, right?
Oh, absolutely.
I mean, and some weekend, and my parents let me skip a few times, which parents.
Oh, get across there.
If your kid just needs a weekend off, It's okay. It's okay if they miss a week of Saturday morning.
It is? I'm just
I
kidding.
know, right?
Well, I'm going to tell you how we don't do
Okay.
that.
Okay. All right. Tell me how. Although
Well-
I think we had
well-
some clapping. What have we got going on?
So when people do scholarship programs,
Yeah.
what we do is, so our summer programs will be 13 weeks.
Okay.
They need to be here 10 of the 13 weeks.
See, that's fine.
So
yeah.
we give you a couple weeks
Right.
to miss,
Yeah.
but you have to bowl. It's not you have to be here. You have to bowl. You have to bowl.
Hang on a second. Yeah, I think my mute button broke. Anyway,
Yeah.
they're we're getting to the point where kids are ready to be done, so
Yeah,
they're
so you've
crowding.
jumped in, yeah.
So
But yeah, don't come
Don't-
talk to you.
yeah,
You're not running the event.
yeah.
So what we make you do is it's not even 10 weeks. It's a number of games. So a great shot by Ariana, and look at that, a little enthusiasm. I see you're texting whatever the issue is.
Well, yeah. See, people think with the headset that you have like a
Power.
like.
Don't worry, I used to be on the Neva live stream. They just start talking to you. Like
Yeah.
even when we were doing the video
Yeah.
the other day, people start talking to me. I'm like, hello.
Yeah.
Do you
And-
not
and
realize
we-
what's going on around
I know,
you?
and we try to put the booth up.
I like how you do this. We don't do that.
Yeah, I know. Well, we only do that to try to prevent that stuff. But
Yeah.
I thought it was going to be something a little more dramatic than what it was. But it's all right. We get to the point of the day where everyone is like
A little
ready
agitated,
to go, and then the older kids start striking.
and they speed up. Yeah, they're ahead of the young ones
Yeah,
who aren't striking
right.
as much. So we make you bowl. So in this case, there's going to be 10 weeks. So you're going to have 30 games in. So this isn't like, hey, I show up in game 2 of week 2. No, you better make up that game if you know you're going to miss some time.
Yeah.
So accountability. At the same time, we
Yeah.
also give you scholarship money for grades.
Oh,
I want to see your report cards.
That's
I
cool.
want to see if you're struggling. If you are struggling, my wife, Janine's a teacher.
Okay.
And not that she would be able to help out in every situation. Maybe we can find help for you. I'm
Yeah.
really good at math.
Great.
So maybe I can help you out with something.
For sure.
Maybe. So I want to see how you're doing. I want to take accountability. So we give you $4 for every A and $2 for every B.
That's fantastic.
That's from the money we raise.
Yeah.
And then if you do qualify,
I have not heard a youth program do that. I love that.
I believe grades are very important. I will say, because when I grew up in the junior program where I grew up in Pennsylvania, they didn't do these things.
Right.
But the lady in the pro shop, there was a husband and wife that ran the pro shop, but she was a teacher, part time. I think she was a substitute teacher, but she would talk to us and she would help us. And I was like, that was so cool that somebody was there for us.
Yeah.
So I feel like bowling is one part. Like when my girls go to school, we've had a couple of the girls go off to college. I try to tell them, when you're picking a school, it's not about the bowling.
Yes.
It's about the education.
Yeah. What do you want to?
What do you want to do?
Yeah. Right. Exactly.
Now let's try to find a program that's really good, that fits you,
Yeah.
and that.
Right. Yes. Agreed.
So
100%.
we've been fortunate there, but so to me, education is really important.
Well, and I think
And I know people say that all the time. It's like the way of the world, but like how do you make education appreciated within your program? So to me, that was a way of doing it.
I love it, and I think if I were a parent and I heard, because parents struggle sometimes with a kid that doesn't really care about grades, and everyone knows grades are important, but at some point, like, the kid has to sign on and really commit. But if
I'm watching. I'm just listening.
oh no,
to you.
you're good. If the grades are valuable, and that is that's valuable to
Yeah.
them.
And I'll tell you a funny story: is 60 kids were in the program. How many grades do you think it turned into me?
I hope 60.
20.
20.
So if you look at we have a new.
on,
You see, we have a new
kids.
TV down there.
I did. I saw
And
it. That's
Janine made that went up like a couple, like
Yeah.
for this, not for this weekend, but this was like something
Yeah.
she had planned, but we had to have time to do it all.
great.
But she made a slide, and one slide says, "Please turn your report cards in." I literally, Ariana and her mother is actually one of my administrators in my program
Yeah.
with Janine.
Right.
I didn't see her report card when I was doing it. And I was like, are you,
Where's
well,
your report card?
so
Yeah.
I say to her mom, I'm like, hey, where's the report card? And, they sent, and well, she doesn't get, I was like, I don't care what her grades are. I want to see it.
Yeah. Right.
Well, when I did see it, she still got picked up $20.
Yeah. That's great.
It's
yeah.
$23.
Yeah. Yeah, and maybe they're a little, when
I think that it's like sometimes they're scared for me to see them.
Right. But
They do say I intimidate them, which I don't get why. Oh, don't wash out. All right, we didn't wash out, so we still can finish with a good game.
Well, it's important because I was talking to Chris Prather yesterday, and the one thing, I'm sure you hear this a lot too, but everyone wants to be on staff. That's the thing.
I'm going to tell you, don't be on staff.
Right.
And
So
we can have a nice conversation about that.
yeah, but the kids, we started right when we did the SYCs. Gary created the SYCs, and then he came out, and we still saw that, like you've seen, right, through buddies, like we'll hear from some parents that are from some rural areas that maybe don't have youth programs or youth tournaments or coaching, and they didn't even know what to do. They're like, we don't even
Deer in the headlights.
understand, right? So we created the Evolution program, which
Great
is a
thing.
completely
I love that.
free.
My girls watch it on Thursday nights.
Good. Yeah,
They watch it during clinic.
Yeah, the Zoom calls or whatever. I love that. So we created this because we thought, we're like, okay, well, we're gonna give you some access. It's not really about Storm. Like, we have some Storm players in it, but it's about the kids learning about college bowling, right? They're learning about, I forget what we had like a mental game one this year. We've had like arsenal building. We've had all different things.
Yep, I remember that one. I ask them
Yeah.
every time they're watching what you guys are talking about.
Yeah. So we have all different themes, and but what we tell the kids, because if they're in the Evolution program, then we start to get to know them. And Anna Antony's on our Storm Junior team, right?
You got Anna, you got
Yeah.
Kylie.
Yes, and the reason those kids are in it is not just because they're exceptional bowlers, because they are some of the elite bowlers. They're traveling to tournaments, but they get great grades,
Exactly.
and they may do some community service throughout the year, right?
Yep.
So if you have a kid that wants to be on staff, it's not just about getting free bowling balls. Most of the time, they're not getting free bowling balls.
They're not getting
for,
a lot. Because
Yeah.
I remember, when Ariana got, when Kylie got her contract,
Yeah.
I was like, oh, what? Her dad gave it to me to look
Yeah,
at it.
right.
And, I'm like, hey, this is cool.
Yeah.
I think from a kid standpoint, it's pretty cool to get a contract.
Yeah.
I think when you become an adult bowler,
Yeah.
that contract's not as important as people think.
Right.
But yes, when you go on tour, it's helpful.
Yes.
When you are like myself, I'm an amateur player. I
Yep.
mean, obviously, I do bowl a lot of tournaments and all that. And I'm in a different situation because of how the store is. But I tell people all the time, they go, well, what staff are you on? And I was with Storm
Yep.
for 4 or 5 years, about 2005 off the top of my head.
Yeah.
I personally dropped my contract, not because anything Storm did. I dropped it because I wasn't bowling well.
Right.
And not because of the bowling balls. I had some health issues. And I sent a letter to Bill
Yeah.
at the time
Yeah.
and said, please give the contract to somebody more deserving and more who's going to represent your brand better. And he was nice enough to call me.
Yeah. That
Mr.
sounds
Crispin
like
is-
Bill.
and this-
Yeah.
The same time I'm going to tear up.
Yeah.
He called me. I got more phone calls from Storm people in that next day, which wasn't the intent of it,
Right.
of like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
And it was, hey, I'm not representing the brand the right way. Now, that's my case there. At the same time, when I did drop, I will tell everybody within 2 weeks I had balls from every manufacturer sitting on my doorstep, and I began to realize, you know what? I have I'm in a different situation.
Right.
At the same time, no, I do have to buy balls for myself sometimes.
Right.
And I tell people, I personally want to throw. Every brand makes great balls. So if there's something that's good, I want to be able to throw it.
Right. Right. Yeah. Yeah.
So
Well, and-
I don't want her to feel like if I go to a tournament and we'll say we'll say a concept is the
Yeah,
best thing out there.
right.
I want to be able to have a chance of throwing a concept.
Right.
If maybe this other ball from the brands of Brunswick is better,
Right.
or looking good,
Yeah.
I want to be able to throw it.
Well, and I think
And-
what's important too is, and this is what sometimes kids forget, not all kids, because it does go back to parenting, right? And what they're doing. But being loyal is way more important than just wanting to be on staff, right? And
Yes.
you have to grow into that, right? Like, if you're just, like, I think what people forget too is the industry is so small, right? So it's like, yeah, people.
Nice shot.
at Storm, you know people at Brunswick, you know people at Motive,
Oh,
right?
absolutely.
Like, and at Storm, if you don't think, anyone listening, if you don't think that a staffer leaves a company, you don't think there's a phone call that happens from the company that they left to the company they want to go to, of course it's happening.
Oh,
of
yeah.
course, like we talk all the time. Like our tour reps
Hey, you're
talk
always
to the tour
exactly.
reps. They go to dinner with the other tour reps. Like it's not. We don't hate each other.
No,
There's no bad
exactly.
blood anywhere. I mean, yes, of course, we want. You know, it's a competition. That's what makes business great, right? Like we want you to purchase Storm bowling balls, but we don't want you as a pro shop. If a customer comes in and wants a whatever ball, like a Storm concept, we don't want you to talk them out of it because someone is telling you, oh, sell them this instead. We want you to sell whatever is right
I
for
want to
the
give people the
customer.
best. Yeah, some people go, oh, you a Storm shop. I go, no, I sell. I feel like their 8-pin was missing out of that rack, but I couldn't really tell. The viddy's shut. But I feel.
That pull is inopportune.
Yeah, but from the corner here,
Oh,
I
yeah.
thought I saw, but from yours, you won't.
Yeah, no, I can't.
Can't rewind.
I cannot replay, unfortunately, and I can't see it because, yeah.
But the, people, when I was on Storm staff, obviously the shop had mostly Storm stuff.
Sure.
But over time, it was like, hey, give the people, like you said, give them every opportunity.
For sure.
Listen, if so-and-so is making the best ball at the time, that's probably the ball you're going to sell, and that's the one they're going to ask about anyway.
Yeah, like this year, we heard the Bionic was one people were.
Yeah, I mean, we
like,
keep on buying Bionics, and they keep selling and selling and selling.
Yeah.
So it is, in concept, same thing. Those two balls have been like the hot.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of concepts today. I was actually a little, I shouldn't say surprised because it's a great ball, but I hadn't heard as many people getting it. So
Yeah. So
have you drilled a concept yet? Or
I did.
Yeah.
I did, and I think I sent Hank a thing after I drilled it, Boomer Shine.
Yeah.
And I said to Hank, I said, unbelievable. The first one I drilled, I was like, that's okay. And I threw it like in our sport league real quick, and then I threw. And Christian's over here, so he's looking at me. But then I drilled another one. They sent me another one, and I drilled it a little differently. I went a little stronger. I wasn't really sure what to do the first time.
Yeah.
Just because it was new, it is obviously it is resin. So I was
Right.
like, oh, do I do my usual urethane thing? Do I not? Well, then after the first one it rolled well, but I was like, it's just okay.
Yeah.
And I'm like, but guys on tour pray through them or tell me how great it is.
Yeah.
Maybe I did something different. I talked to them a little bit. I changed my layout, and then the ball's been phenomenal.
Yeah.
I think.
And I have heard like you
it
want
is
to get
unique.
some games on it too, right? Like.
Oh, out of the box, it hooks a mile.
That's what I've heard.
It's like crazy how much it hooks out of the box, and you're like, okay, like I don't even know if I can use this thing.
Yeah.
One, you get a little bit, and I asked Chris actually yesterday. I said, okay, I haven't never touched my concept, so my concept currently is sitting in Vegas waiting for the Senior Masters.
Nice.
So
well planned there.
Yeah, so it's already there.
Yeah.
I had the guys drove my stuff out there
Yeah.
after the tour season ended. So I'm like, do you touch yours? I've never touched mine, and I don't use it a lot, but I mean, it's been used enough that it's like lane shine.
Yeah.
He goes, I hit it with 500 every time. So I'm like, oh, that probably makes sense because when I first threw it, I could just on a really tighter, shorter medium pattern, I could just open up the lane. And I'm like, I haven't touched it since then. And I said, I feel like it has mellowed out. He goes, no. He said, just hit it. So anybody listening, just keep the surface fresh on it.
Yeah.
I find it's pretty unique when it is fresh out of the box that you can open up a lane really well. So
That's cool.
I'll let you read off who's.
Yeah, let's see who we got. We have. This is so the bowler that just bowled was Jeffrey Harkins. We also have Eli Shin, Dawson Witt, Ryan Godfrey, Caden Acevedo Rosado.
Yep.
Okay, and Benjamin Pagalaro. I butchered that one. All the Italian names. And so, and then your son, he's back. Christian's back. How's Christian bowling today?
I don't know, game 3 one because we were in the booth here.
Yeah.
But games 1 and 2 were just average. Spare shooting is still a issue. So funny thing is, I think it's a parenting problem. And when I say this is, so
Way
I
to
draw
be humble there. Yeah, no.
parenting in a bad way.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
So, meaning like whenever you try to work with your kids, they don't want to listen to you.
No, yeah.
So he got a ball. I drew him a ball this morning, he didn't know he was getting a ball. So I was like, you know what? I want to draw him something a little stronger. So that way we went out to mess with the other one. So I draw him a ball. Chris Prather sands it down, takes it out to him. So I go up to Christian. I go, no balls left of 10.
Oh.
And my man stood on 10 and hit 5 on his first shot. The next shot, and we're like, well, okay, what was that? Next shot, he stands, same thing, right? Whatever, he might have moved a little bit. It's like 4 shots. Finally, I'm like, what are we doing? Did you not understand the logic here? Like what I just said? No, I heard you. I go, we don't want you throwing the ball left of 10. We want you in the oil so you can just get it out a little bit. And Chris is like, yeah, this is not going well. And I'm like, move. And he's like, I'm moving. I'm like, no, I need you to move. And the reason I'm saying this is funny is because yesterday on the short pattern, where I want him to stand on 10 and play up 5, my man's standing 20.
Oh, Christian.
So he's going the opposite. So I'm like, why are you being stubborn?
Yeah.
It's like, are you trying to aggravate me?
Yes.
So we were just.
You're all the parents are listening, going, "This is exactly what my kid does."
Yeah, it was like, and yesterday on the medium when I was in the booth here, there was a shot before I came in the booth that same thing. Chris and I gave him a ball.
Yeah.
We're like, stand where you just stood with your last ball, throw that ball in the same spot. My man moved 10 left. I say my man. That's why I call my Christian all the time. My man moves 10 left, and before he gets up, Prather says to me, "This is either going in the left gutter, or it's going to go shanked right toward the right gutter." The ball landed on the half board, and it bounced. And it didn't go in the left gutter because it bounced up in the air and stayed on the lane and checked off of it.
Christian's going to give you a run for your money, man.
And Prather's like, he doesn't want to throw it. That's why it's going to be. I'm like, I know. And he threw like 3 shots at the ball and kept telling me how the ball stinks and this and that. And I'm like, you didn't even try to throw it.
Yeah.
You tried to throw it intentionally bad.
Right.
Like, we're not dumb. We've done these things.
Yeah. Do you feel like you see a little of yourself in your son?
Oh, absolutely. The stubbornness. And I said to him today, I'm like, stop being stubborn. And Janine, same thing. Like, I went over to her during the practice of the squad. I said, this is why when you ask me to help, I don't want to help.
Right. Yeah.
I said, I don't want him to bowl bad. You don't want him to bowl bad, but he
resists it. Yeah.
It wants to fight with me.
Yeah.
And so I don't want to help because I don't want to be aggravated.
Yeah. Right. And you don't want him to be upset either because, it's not
And then
good.
at some point we have enough friction that he calms down and we talk.
Yeah.
And it's civil. And now he starts listening.
Yeah.
But it takes 2 games and usually a very bad game to happen. What the problem is now you're already behind.
Yeah.
We don't want that to happen.
Yeah.
And I try to tell him, like, this is funny. He left a 2-4-7, 2 shots in the second game. So he comes in the shop. Game's over. I go, so I have a question. You shot the 2-4-7. Why didn't the spare ball go at it? Because I already said, I already know how he's going to miss it.
Yeah.
And Ginny's like, you're so negative. I'm like, I'm not negative. I know what's going to happen.
Right. Yeah.
So he goes, I didn't move. That's pretty good. Mix them up.
That was good.
So I go, what do you mean you didn't move to shoot it? I go, you already missed the 2-pin on the strike ball. Why wouldn't you move to shoot it?
Oh.
He goes, I previously made it doing it that way. I go, that's the dumbest idea I've ever heard. I said, but this is okay. This is a learning thing.
Yeah. Right.
This is why you move.
Yeah.
So you didn't hit you should be moving on your next strike ball because you've already gone through high twice.
It's obviously not working.
So this is how many boards you should move for your strike ball. Now you need to move this much more if you want to throw your strike ball at it to cover it.
Right.
I'm like, but what would never make you
Christian.
never move your feet when you haven't even hit the 2-pin yet?
Yeah.
Oh, these are the things my kids do.
Yeah, and I'm sure, like I said, I'm sure the parents are like, "Yep, I hear this from my son."
Yeah, it's absolutely frustrating.
Yeah, it can be very tough for sure.
And Austin here, so we didn't get to the kids on the other pair. You got Mehdi, Mahira.
Yep.
We got Austin Stolarski. We got
JD,
Christian.
yep.
We got Tyler Foley and
JD.
can't think of his last name. I should know it by now.
JD Barefoot.
That young little boy,
Yeah.
he's 9. I'm telling you, 5 years from now, he will be winning these things.
That's awesome. Yeah.
I've only
He's
watched.
a cute little kid
He's
too.
he's
Yeah.
cute. but he has the right form. And he was in the shop hanging out all morning.
Yeah.
And they were here early. And he's been bowling with Christian, so I just said, hey, how old are you? Where are you from? Had a little conversation with him. And all I tell any kid if I ever see that's really good, and obviously even in my junior program, I know he's from Carolina. He told me that.
Yeah.
But I just always say to them, listen to your coaches. You're doing really well. Don't do what you want to do. Listen to your coaches. I preach that to all my junior bowlers all the time.
Yeah.
Because at some point what happens, kids they watch YouTube a ton. We talked about this yesterday.
Yeah.
And they get ideas.
Yes, they do.
And they listen to sometimes misinformation.
Yep.
So
yeah,
then
not everyone on YouTube is all. They're saying what they have learned.
Or what they think
What
is
they
right.
think, yeah. But it's not always what you need.
There are certain ones you should be listening to only.
Yeah.
So, with that being said, I always try to preach to the kids, it's okay to watch YouTube and learn different things, but listen to, you're already looking really good physically. Don't mess with that. Listen to your coaches because they've already done a good job. That's what I was trying to tell the young man.
Yeah, JD.
JD is that, hey, you're looking really, really good.
Yeah.
When you grow into your body and you do all these things,
right?
There's a lot of potential there, but don't mess it up.
Yeah.
And I always find that next thing you know, they bowl on house shots a lot and they just stand in one place. And it happens. And you got to reel them in. They have a year or two where I'm struggling a little bit. But, yeah, it's amazing how, like I said, that young guy, I'm impressed so far.
That's cool. Yeah, we'll see him step up in a few after Christian,
Yeah,
right?
I think he's
F.
I believe so.
We'll see. Yeah, and Tyler Foley here, he's not up anymore.
Tyler Foley has had a good week so far.
He really hasn't. He's from Epping, New Hampshire.
Now Christian threw a spare ball at the 247, which is what should go down the lane every time at the 247.
I love that. Tyler wants to say hello to his dad, who's maybe watching, and he's really good at card games, which I think is an awesome thing.
So Tyler's very quiet, extremely shy kid, doesn't say a word. I coached him in USA Bowling.
Yeah. Oh, you mentioned that, yeah.
Mentioned that yesterday.
And here's JD for everyone watching on 40. He'll be all the way to the right of your screen.
I'm telling you, really pretty solid for a little kid.
Yeah.
And I say little because he's very small.
He is very small, yeah.
Good for him. And I'll tell you another kid who's here. We just see Chase Rudy.
Chase Rudy, yeah.
Chase bowled the USA Bowling finals last year against Christian's team out in Green Bay. So obviously I noticed some of the kids from being in Junior Gold and USA Bowling. And a little growth spurt out of Chase here, even since Orlando, was Orlando like 3 months ago?
Yep, yeah.
I've seen I see a growth spurt already, and his ball speed's gone up from the growth spurt. Physically, throwing the ball a little better. Medi, just went to his phase 2 pearl. We drilled that, so that's why I knew what that was.
Medi's repping Long Island today.
Yep. Oh, that's a pretty good shot there.
Oh, a little
Christian.
Fist bump? Was that a fist bump?
So I'm going to say it's to any kid listening right now. And hopefully any kid goes back and watches. Stop being robots when you bowl.
Yeah.
I think if anybody watches social media, a lot of times on social media we hear bowling is boring on TV.
Yep.
You know why it's boring? Because you show no emotion.
For sure. Yeah, show some emotion. Yeah.
And I know people are like, oh, they don't want to see I think Simonson obviously is different. There are those few players, but most of them show no emotion. That's why I love Packy so much. And I think it's because Packy grew up around me with the youth program.
Yeah.
And I would tell my kids, you throw a strike, slap it out.
Yeah.
Don't be annoying about it, but slap it out. And they go, I tease Anna about this all the time. Slap it out. I think at some point it's hard to change them. But if you can tell them young, and the reason I say this is that Parker and I talk about this all the time. I said, you ever notice the kids, they just don't, it is boring. It's boring to watch.
Yeah.
Because technology, the balls and everything, they're used to striking. I tell Parker, I said, you know why I slapped him out? Because if I got 1, I have a chance at 2. If I got 2, I have a chance at 3. And Parker's like, you're right. Exactly what we felt. I said, because the balls didn't strike.
Yeah.
So if we got 1, we were excited because that man.
Yeah.
I'm like, so that means we have a chance at it.
Yeah.
And Parker's like, exactly. And I think, so we talked about Justin and Brandon yesterday.
Yeah. Yeah.
They have an enthusiasm because of how Parker bowled on TV.
Oh,
I think Parker.
Sure. Yeah.
The problem is, a lot of the kids that bowl, their parents don't bowl.
Right. It's true.
So,
yeah.
and the parents say, stay calm, stay this. I'm telling you, I bowl off energy. You can watch the senior masters last year. I'm running out shots. I'm excited. I feed off of energy.
Yeah. Oh, no, I get it.
If I have no energy, that means I'm bowling really bad.
That was one of my coach's rules was you
Bring
did
the
have
energy.
energy, and you'll see it. If the kids start going and visiting college bowling, like college bowling's loud.
We tell
there's
our girls that,
excited, go look at what they're doing. So, agreed.
So I feel like, again, if anybody's listening, let your kids slap them out. Show some enthusiasm after a strike if you make a spare. It's exciting.
It is. It should be exciting.
And I can tell you this also, that energy you builds for the future. A guy doesn't make a three-pointer in an NBA game and some guy runs up the court and the guy doesn't give him knuckles or something.
Yeah, they're high-fiving and everything.
Why does an NBA team get on a run in a game? It's because of the energy of the crowd and the energy they bring amongst themselves and the bench.
100%. Agreed. Yeah.
You can feed off of that when you bowl.
Yeah. And, you can see it at the SYC sometimes where if one kid on a pair starts to get a little energy.
Root on your fellow competitors.
Yeah, they
feed
all
off of it.
start, especially at the younger age, they'll all start to
This group here has been great.
Yeah.
Christian's little group.
Right.
You can see Medi's very outgoing. Christian bowled with him at the Parker Bone event last year, and they made the finals.
Yeah.
So it's been very good there. Medi's actually gotten Tyler a little bit out of his shell.
Oh, that's cool.
Christian and Austin's from my junior program, so Christian and Austin know each other. But yeah, again, God, please just show some enthusiasm.
Yeah.
You don't have to be rude about it. You're gonna throw a bad shot, and you should be frustrated when you throw a bad shot.
For sure. Yeah.
It goes both ways. Don't kick ball returns. Don't rip out the monitors.
Yeah, emotion within reason.
Yes.
Yeah.
But the excitement part of it, I think, is really important because if you want to draw in a crowd, Belmo shows enthusiasm.
He does. Yeah. He does.
I mean, we can bring him up. Parker Bone shows enthusiasm.
Absolutely. Pete Weber.
Yes.
Good and bad.
Yeah, but at the same time, we were talking about in the shop. I go, Pete's a little bit like, I should say I'm a little bit like Pete.
Yeah.
I want to get angry when I'm bowling.
Right. Well, it shows you care, I think.
I need something to flip the switch.
Yeah, we were, I was in a meeting recently, and one of our tour reps.
Oh, boy. Make it on the outside. Don't make it anything at all.
One of our tour reps also works heavily in marketing, and then he'll work with the tour. And we were talking about one of the players, and they happened to miss some spares, like single pins frequently, and we were talking about getting some video and stuff. And I asked, I was like, does this player get upset when
do they even care?
Right. And the tour rep said, he goes, I wish they would get upset. Like, I wish this person would get more upset because then that would show me,
Thank you. Big
I
five.
care, right? And I was like, oh, okay, good. Because sometimes, you don't want people, you don't want them to be throwing bowling balls in a dumpster outside.
I can tell you all the antics I got.
I know, right?
Why are you sharing?
Yeah, I know, exactly, right? You don't want that level of it, but you do want...
I want to know you care.
And spectators want to know you care. I want to watch it and go, oh, yeah, they're upset. They missed a 10 pin.
So, Janine, I laugh at Janine because Christian, he has my attitude on the lane. So, you'll see him sometimes there. He was, pretty calm. But you'll see him mumble or do things he shouldn't be doing.
Right.
Or whatever. It goes on. And she'll be like, don't do that. Don't do that. And I say to her, I go, I'm going to film you at the USBC Nationals next time.
Yeah.
Because we laugh at you, me, Prather, and we sit there and watch because she usually bowls the day before us. So we sit and watch her and support her.
Yeah.
But we start chuckling at the antics that go on.
Oh,
and Christian's with us. And I go, it's so funny how your mother preaches to you not to do this. So I said this to her the other week. I said, I know you keep saying these things to him.
Yeah.
She goes, you should be upset he does these things. I go, why?
Yeah.
I said, because he cares.
Yeah.
I said, but you do the same thing. You just don't realize you do it.
Oh, yeah. Oh, last year.
I mean, not to the extent we do it, but
No.
I said, you look like you're angry. You could blow up the world right now.
Last year at women's, I could
That's a good
not
shot. We have a good
stop.
shot on. We have a good look on 39.
Yeah.
40. I ain't got a clue what we
Ooh,
got.
we got there was a smile even.
Yeah, I know. He has a nice smile too.
Yeah, really.
But sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No. I was saying last year at women's, and I see some of the kids, sometimes you show up at a tournament and you cannot stop doing something and you know it's like I could not stop bowling the ball the entire time. And I'm like, I know it's my timing. I don't know how to fix it right now in this moment because there's like 3 things that could be going wrong. And so I had someone was watching me, and I was like,
shanked it.
I was like, can you just leave? Like, I asked him to, I'm like, you're stressing me out. Like, you're trying to help me. It's not working. Can you just take a walk? And he was like, are you serious? I'm like, yeah. And so he did, and then I started bowling better. But sometimes it's okay. Like, we all get angry. We all do.
To me, there's nothing matter with I think there's a way. I feel like when I was younger,
Yeah.
I didn't know how to control it. It could get out. I could let it control the
Yeah.
bad side of bowling.
Yeah, for sure.
So I feel like as you mature,
Yeah.
you figure out how to harness it a little bit or slow things down. So I always try to tell the kids, yes, what happens when you struggle, your brain speeds up.
Yeah, it does. That's what, yeah. That was
So when your brain speeds up, you have to figure out how to slow your brain down when things aren't going well. So yes, you can get angry, but don't let it speed your brain up that you can't. It messes up your tempo because you start going faster.
Yeah.
Figure out how to, I do think a journal is great. I never used a journal. And then I did a thing with Dr. Lasser, who used to be the head of with Team USA.
Oh, yeah.
So he's out in New Jersey, New York, New Jersey area. So I went and saw him, and he had me like write down stuff. So write down pretty much what you're feeling or whatever's going on, and to try and get that out.
Yeah, and that helped.
And for me, it helped a little bit. I do a journal now when I bowl, like, I track the lanes and all that, but I'll write down stuff like, just like I always say to myself, just like home, which means like it's no different than bowling at home, bowling in your living room, however you practice.
Yeah.
It's no different.
Yeah, Prather was talking about journaling yesterday, and
that's gonna go Brooklyn this time.
We were kind of jealous of all these kids. Like, you forget when you're a kid that you're bowling in Nutmeg this weekend, right? And you may not be from Connecticut, but I know you want more tournaments coming here, and I know that as these kids grow up, they might bowl in a PBA tournament at Nutmeg. They might bowl in a PWBA tournament, and when they're 14, 15 years old, they bowled here. And if they took really good notes about the pairs, and they come back and bowl an event, they can go back to their Nutmeg notes and go, oh, look, I know what, 39 and 40 does.
What are we doing? What are we doing? There's the emotion.
Yeah.
There's the fry out.
Yeah, that was a little one.
That's all right.
Yeah, there.
And it's funny you say that. So I personally never really took many notes. I would use my phone once, or a couple of days. But I have a very good memory.
Yeah.
So I would go to a building and and this other guy I bowl with a lot, Bill Webb, picture perfect memory all the time. So we would compare ideas, like, oh yeah, remember this pair is like this, and we'd have stuff. As I've gotten older, I realized I don't remember as well as I did.
Yeah.
So I've started probably about 4 or 5 years ago, started tracking like every center I go to. And then when I bowled the senior masters, 2 years ago, Parker and I roomed together at the senior masters, and I was doing something, and he was talking to Brandon, I think, on the phone.
Yeah.
And he goes, Brandon, go to my file and pull out my sheet for Samstown and send me a photo of it. And he had it. So he already had it marked down. And this is my first year bowling the senior masters.
Yeah.
And this is when I was doing my journal, but I was like, I don't think I did a journal the first year, but the second year I bowled, when I made the finals, I tracked everything.
Yeah.
And I've tracked everything ever since.
Yeah.
But I was like, and Parker's like, oh, just take out your, he's like, and then Parker told me one time he throws them out every, I'm going to say it, 10 years.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So many years he throws them out with maybe new lane beds going in, the amount of wear, topography changing, but he keeps them he keeps track, and then at some point he throws away so many years back.
Well, and see,
it makes you wonder why he's so great.
Right. Chris Prather was talking about Chris Barnes has some notes like that too. So you hear like Parker Bone, Chris Barnes. Why did they win so many titles?
Or why are always in the top?
Yeah, really. Here's why. This is the stuff they do. Like, and we talk about habits a lot with the kids. You want to develop those habits.
Yes.
That's what this is all about, right? Like, yeah, you can be a fantastic bowler. You can throw it down the lane, but if you're not doing those extra things,
that's gonna go a little high.
You're only gonna ever get so far. So. Yeah, they're the greats. Parker is a great. We miss the Bones. The Bone kids, when they were bowling the SYC, they developed this little community. It was like the crew, I think.
They call it the crew.
The crew, yeah. So it was so fun to watch them, and they started, Justin's always been really good at vlogging, but we still talk. I mean, Gary brings it up in meetings a
No,
lot.
that's on the outside. Nope, we're going to get one.
We talk about the kids
The
because
implosion game.
Parker, when Parker was at an event, we always would ask him, like, hey, would you help in the seminar? And Parker was so cool.
He will do anything.
He's like, yeah, I just want to help the kids. And I remember Parker would do, like, at host hotels, we would come back from finishing up, like cleaning up or whatever, and we would come back and Parker would have like a whole group of kids, and they were going over the lane patterns and discussing what they did at practice. And yeah, I mean, it's that family is fantastic.
Yeah,
So
the knowledge you
shout
can
out
get.
to them.
Yeah, the knowledge you can give kids. Even like when I usually we do a junior gold clinic here for our junior bowlers on Thursdays. And when I bowl the senior master, I usually come back and I try to tell them what I learned. Which one of it's the journal thing. So a couple years ago it was like we gave every kid a notepad and a pen. We were like, hey, write notes about anything, what you're feeling, what you what did you work on today? Whether different things. Oh, this fixed this in my physical game.
Right. Yep.
Like any little thing, like you said, we try to like really emphasize that now. Like, hey, keep track. I can tell you in Kylie's case, she has a notepad, and last year when she made the, not the advancers, what do you want to call it, the finals advancers.
Yeah.
And what she does is she likes to draw. Beautiful. She's a great artist.
Yeah, I've heard that.
So to take her mind off, because you could tell she's a little antsy.
Yeah.
We just took out her note. Janine's like, where's her notepad? I took her notepad. I took her pens to her, and I'm like,
just draw. Yeah.
Doodle.
Right,
don't watch.
Right.
I'm watching. I'm going to tell you what the moves are.
Good. Yeah.
You just clear your brain, and all you got to do is get up and throw the ball.
Yeah.
I don't want you to watch any bad breaks. I don't want you to see anything.
Right.
I got it.
Yeah, I love that.
And she bowled great, and for her, that was it. I'm your note taker. I'm your note taker about the lanes. Figure out how to shut your brain off.
Well, we joke because there was like a squishy toy someone left on the counter here, but anything you can get your kids, like fidget.
Oh my God, there's so many of those things
I
now.
know, it's like, but it's so great and like you'll see Joss and Brady actually are walking around this weekend with Rubik's cubes, and that's another.
We saw that on a show, I think, one time.
Yeah.
One of the Malaysian girls.
Yeah, either Malaysia or Singapore or all of them.
One of the Asian.
Yeah,
countries,
so it's like that's a great one if your kid is into that type of thing. Any puzzle. I know Kyle Troops talk about it in the past. He does
Sudoku.
Yeah.
Yep.
Like anything to get your mind off of it. And it is important to watch the lanes transition, but if you're in a high stress moment, it's not as important as relaxing and drinking water and doing the things that help.
I think one thing is I do see more kids do carry their water bottles with them. The guy Tim West from my junior program, who's into like health and everything, he will tell you that he says when you drink water, it slows your brain down.
Yeah, I've heard that before. Yeah,
it slows down things. So he's always coming in with different mental things for the kids, but particularly like his big thing is like, and I used to never drink anything, and then same thing about 4 or 5 years ago, I stop at CVS all the time or whatever it may be.
Yeah.
I pick up two bottles of Smart Water, put it in the side of my backpack. And I probably go through those 2 bottles during a squad. I just take a sip every time, and I do feel it has helped.
Yeah.
At the same time, I feel it's helped the energy level better.
Well, I was
Ooh, that's white.
A few years ago, I was bowling at the USBC Queens, and I made my biggest goal in Queens, kind of like you were talking about yesterday. Like, yeah, a title would be great, but I know where I'm at, and I know like I don't bowl as much as I used to. Like, if I go and bowl an event like that, making the cut is my goal. Like, that's it, right? Like, and then anything after that is bonus, right? So for me, I bowled great, right? I bowled first day, I'm in the cut. Second day, I'm in the cut. Third day, I was trying to bowl myself out of the cut.
Well, that's when we start putting pressure on, because now we start thinking about it.
Yeah, so I'm pretty sure that I had dropped from, like, so comfy to the last game I had to, like, either bowl 180 or 200. Like, it was not a terrible feat, but I was bowling 150s all day. So it was just, like, I was just totally bowling myself out. And so Jim Callahan came over, and he told me that. He's like, hey, we're going to drink water this whole game. we're just gonna you're gonna take this water bottle because it made you breathe and slow down and everything. And so he sat there with me, and the water totally helped. Right, I'm 100%. I would not have made the cut if that had not occurred, because it did. Started breathing, started relaxing, threw better shots. I think I shot like 215. I'm in the cut now, but yeah, it happens.
And then I become superstitious, so I just think I'm a very superstitious person, so I do the same routine all the time. Then, so I'll be like, okay, water bottle,
right,
sip,
yeah,
bump, go through the whole.
Yeah, if your kid is a high stress person, best thing you can do is either water bottle,
fidgets,
something.
Yeah, my kids love the squishy things now. You saw Ariana has she has one. I think we bought so many it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Because now it's like, oh hey, the store has one. They got some new ones, whatever new design is.
Yeah.
But no, it's again, it's. And that's the thing is, like we talked about yesterday, there's so much pressure on the youth bowlers.
So much.
That we don't, and as parents, we put pressure on them too. Like Christian just bowled 120, so I'm trying not to eyeball it in his spare change. So he's already, I don't need any more pressure. He's already put it on himself.
Right.
So.
Well, if you need to walk out, we might find Chris Prather for this last game.
I can go snag him for you.
Yeah,
but I'm going to go watch Christian bowl the last game.
Yeah. So, but thanks for everything this weekend. We wouldn't be here without you. So I know actually Anna did. She kept telling us, you gotta come to Connecticut. You gotta come to Nutmeg.
No, it's pretty much how it happened. I reached out years ago when the Jokuses bowled and the Bones bowled. They were like, hey, Nutmeg should have one. And I sent a thing out. I got like one response back.
Yeah.
I replied to it, and nothing ever happened. So I was like, well, whatever. It's not a big deal.
Right.
And then Anna, it was last year, about a year ago at this time, she's in league, and her dad's like, we were just at SYC, and they're like, why not Nutmeg? I'm like, well, I did try like years ago. I said, I don't know what happened. I said, but whatever. And so and Anna's like, and then she came back and she said the same thing, and I'm like, if you guys really want me to try, I will try.
Yeah, that's cool.
So then I went in, I sent a thing to Leanne. So I was like, you know what, I'm going to send it to a different person this time. So I sent it to Leanne.
Yeah.
And Janine started, I think she also looked on the SYC website about how to do it. And I was like, and it pretty much all fell together. And she's like, and Leanne was like, oh, we, da-da-da. And, Anna was like right on top of things. I'm like, yeah, they both were. Like, they just got back. And But I'm really happy about it. And it's been great for us. And the one thing my father ever taught me, and I'm going to go on this, say this all the time, give back to the sport that gives you so much.
It's great.
And without bowling, I wouldn't have the family I have. I wouldn't have the community. So, thank you.
Yeah, no, we appreciate it, and thank you for all you do for the industry. So,
absolutely.
Yeah, and good luck. Bowl it. We'll be cheering you on.
I'm gonna try. So we got that. We got nationals. So I told that Prather guy he's got to carry me to an eagle. So
okay, yeah, I can see that.
He's my doubles partner. So
I'm like you. I think the eagle that is like.
To me, that's the highlight of it.
It is, and your team or doubles.
Doubles. I mean, any of the events.
Yeah. All events, right?
Yeah, but particularly doubles or team. I just love the team aspect of bowling.
Yeah.
Trust me, I love bowling as an individual. But yes, if the eagle is that one thing on my resume that I just.
You want it.
Yeah, God.
I'll be rooting for you guys.
I just need that Prather guy who has a couple eagles already.
Yeah, come on, Prather. What's he waiting on?
Well, yeah, so he bowled with Alex Aguiar, who's on staff with you guys. He and Alex have been partners for a couple of, but Alex had to skip out this year out of the group. So when they rearranged, Packy is on his honeymoon.
Yeah.
He's my doubles partner normally. So I get Prather. I don't know.
Now, if you win an eagle, Packy's out, right?
Probably. Nah.
Sorry, Packy. If he was listening.
The funny thing is he carries me too. I feel bad because whenever I bowl good, it's really hard to mesh it together. I will say last year, I thought it was a unique thing. I know I need to leave the booth.
Yeah.
The 3 teams that we had on our pair all shot 1,400 last year.
That's amazing.
So you think about that, that's pretty impressive.
That is really amazing. Yeah, it's hard to do.
I think Alex, if I'm correct, Alex and Chris, I think we're top 10. And the rest of us were like top 20 or whatever, but I think that was pretty cool that 3 teams, and they weren't super easy last year. Obviously, those scores are a lot higher this year.
Yeah, no, they weren't super easy, and it's hard to do multiple teams bowling well in the same group. So
that was pretty cool. Like all of a sudden, like, oh wow, we shot 1,400.
Yeah,
like everybody.
That's amazing.
I didn't even realize until we were done, and I think one of the other guys said like, look at that, look at we actually weren't like, 12-10,
Right.
14-50.
Right. Yeah.
50.
Usually that's what happens. Like when one
Yeah,
group
one team just, or one guy
Yeah.
really bowls well. So
our
I'm going.
Cool Wick guys are heading out too. So all
Okay.
right.
I'm gonna head out. Let me go see if I can find Prather in the.
Appreciate it. Thanks for everything, man. We'll talk to you soon.
All right. Thank you.
All right, we got some new bowlers. We're gonna get Chris Prather in for the last game. Game number 5. We'll also give you some score updates as we're getting close to the end. All right, so the bowlers in front of us. Who do we have? It looks like we have Callan Cabral, Jacob Stango, Thomas Carter, Bobby Volk, Tyler Anderson, and JJ Yelton. And then to the right, Colton Adams, Jalen Hightower, Matthew Wenger, Ryan Tarcio, Eric Flink, and Cody Beck-Jordan. So those are the bowlers here. And we have Chris Prather sighting.
Hi, everyone. I needed to sit down.
Well, everyone stole your seat today, man.
I know. I kept trying to come over here, and
Yeah.
you were always having somebody in here. So
I know.
last game.
Last game. So I already introduced the people in front of us. I'm going to wait a minute or two because we should have some scores coming in.
Yep.
So hopefully, some of the divisions are pretty solidly decided. Some of the girls, and they've just ran away with it this weekend.
Yeah, I was watching Kai Struthers bowl a little bit, and he was striking a bunch. So I imagine he's only increased his lead, if I had to guess.
Yeah, I'm going with that. Yeah. Looks like Josh Worley is leading U12 boys overall, which he picked up his first title ever this year, and looks like he might be doing it again. Stevie Newton is running away with it in U12 girls. Yeah, they're putting in scores. I need to wait. I'll wait a minute. Because what happened one time was, I'm pretty sure Kyle Troop and I had a whole conversation about someone winning, and the medals came out for the long, and we're like, what did we do? We're like, never mind. Anyone listening to live stream and looking at the results, they're like, what are these guys? What are these guys looking at? So yeah, we're just gonna wait a minute. We thought there was a really tight race. There was not a tight race at all.
Well, have the scores over here been any better today?
No.
No.
This pair has been a little rougher today. First game was okay, and then it's just been downhill.
I will say, obviously this is relatively a small sample size, but not gonna lie, I was like, who is grabbing this microphone? I was like,
sorry.
You're fine. Because I was looking at the lanes, and I thought somebody had reached over here from behind me to my right and around my head.
I moved Chris's microphone up a little bit so you could hear him, but
I was just like, who is grabbing this right now? Because I didn't see your hand.
You have a ghost.
Oh man,
it's been a long weekend.
but obviously, like, this is a relatively small sample size in comparison to just say like Junior Gold, where there's going to be like 5,000 or 6,000 kids or something like that.
Yeah, it's huge. I think it's like 4,800 or something.
Yeah, but I am very surprised at the number of bowlers that are so willing to stay right of 20, right? And I think I was talking to one of the dads maybe a game ago, and I was like, I really do believe that it's because of their willingness to consistently throw the urethane ball, so they never really have to move left, right? And
nice messenger.
that was a
Phil
huge,
with Tyler
huge
there.
messenger. He's gonna go save that clip later. I know
He is, yeah, trim it.
But you know, they were. He's definitely saving the clip now.
Yeah.
But you know, there was a huge debate about the skill development of junior bowlers because of their heavy usage of the urethane ball.
Yeah.
And I think that a lot of people believe that they were just going to be throw it as hard as they can, hit it as hard as they can, and try to hook the ball as much as they can. But what we're seeing, at least here, right, is they do throw it hard because they're young, strong
players.
people.
Yeah,
Like,
right.
they're strong and they're able to do it, and they don't have to move left. Like, I thought it was really kind of ironic and funny that it was a lot of like the older generation that was complaining about it, and I'm like,
I didn't get it. I was like, I don't get the development of the youth bowlers argument, but
I think the argument came from whenever they would switch from the urethane ball to the
that's
reactive
fair.
ball,
Okay.
because the motions are so drastically different
Yeah.
that there are some bowlers that, like, if you take the urethane ball out of their hand, like, they don't have
Anything else.
they don't have the skill set yet to either understand that they have to throw it way harder or they have to move so much further left. And I think that's like, a somewhat valid argument, but it's because the kids don't have to do anything else, right?
Yeah.
Here, we're at least seeing, like, they're throwing the reactive balls, but they're making it look exact. I mean, if you watch how fast some of these bowling balls are hooking, and actually reading the lane front to back, it looks very, very similar to what a urethane ball would look like on a medium pattern.
Yeah. Yeah, and you bring up some great points, because we did decide to follow the PBA junior rules for urethane this year, like the 78 rule. Mainly because we wanted to try to make it consistent for the families, because we didn't put any rule in place when all the rules started last August. And the first SYC we had so many questions about, is this ball, can I use this ball, can I use this ball? And we're like, okay, everyone's confused. So let's take a step back, and then really we could start in January, because our year, we're a little different, because even though the USBC age is August 1st, we still run the SYC. Our season is January to December. So in January, we made the announcement, hey, we're going to have the 78 rule. And they see it. Like, okay, they know at PBA Junior or an event like this, they have that rule in place. And then Junior Gold is a little wonky.
Right.
Just because of, you can use some in qualifying and then some
No,
after.
yeah.
But they have their reasons for it. Like, every tournament's different. I do like that there wasn't really I like and I don't like. I like black and white rules sometimes.
Yeah.
This was a really hard one.
It was very gray.
Yeah. So that's my only thing. But I do like that they didn't mandate like local youth event.
Right.
Like, it would be hard for some of the smaller tournaments to explain that rule, so they wouldn't even understand like what they're.
The other thing is, like, people really don't want to police it. Like,
right.
There's so many people out there that just think that it doesn't matter and that there's no difference between the bowling balls. And I will say that there is a difference, right? Like, the 73 hardness urethanes do hook significantly more than the 78s.
Yeah.
And a lot of the reason for that is, like, yes, it says the minimum is 78, but a lot of these urethanes come out at 79, 80. Like, they come out like really, really hard. Like, I think plastic balls come out of the factory at like 85 or 90 or something like that. So it's actually not that much softer than a plastic ball.
Right.
Which I do think is why we've seen like mixes look good and things like that on tour. Because
that was crazy, by the way.
I know, right? I was so frustrated at the U.S. Open because we only get 10 balls.
Yeah.
I checked a concept. I didn't check a plastic ball because I normally throw an ice.
Yeah.
And we get to that flat pattern, the shorter one, and I'm like, man, didn't see that. I didn't see needing a mix, right? So like the very next week, I drilled myself a mix, and I don't have the rev rate to make it hook like those guys.
Right.
But I was like, at least I know that if it starts looking good, I have the option.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. I don't think anyone saw that coming.
No.
I was watching it on full TV, and I'm like, is Jason throwing a plastic ball?
Yeah.
Yes, Jason is throwing a Velma ball right now. Like, okay, this
Yep.
is where we're at.
Yep. And part of that is
Wow, what a
nice.
pickup on 40.
24810.
Yeah. All right. He's left a couple splits, so he's like, all right, fine, I'll just make this one. Yeah, so go ahead. Keep going. 78.
Yeah, like, it's significantly different, and the rate at which the urethane balls change, like USBC came out with their study on like it's not necessarily the ball itself getting softer, it's the interaction of the cover stock with the needle making it read softer. And a lot of people are like, well, doesn't that mean that it's getting softer and not, the whole debate and everything.
Right.
And I think it's like they're trying to make decisions that are like, we don't really want to have to police this as much as we're gonna like have to right now, and we don't want to have to tell somebody that they are disqualified for throwing the wrong ball or anything like that. Like there's so much drama surrounding it, and they're like, we just want to like make bowling better. So like if we go in a route that
everyone's trying to make it. It is a can of worms, and I think that that was what really what we were trying to do, and we got a lot of questions. I was actually surprised. Like our first event, it was in Vegas, and there were a lot of questions about what about this ball, what about this ball, what about this ball. Tyler Anderson, actually, right in front of us. His dad, they researched some international balls, and they purchased some international balls online that were within the realm of reality for him. So I think just having some established rules are important.
Oh yeah.
And then from there, living within those rules, I think that's the key.
Yeah,
so,
100%.
Yeah.
And like the no urethane, yes urethane debate, like the way I look at it is it's a tool and you're trying to create the most consistent ball motion.
Yeah.
And in our current game, the way that our patterns are built, the best option in a lot of scenarios is the urethane ball because it does the same thing every single time. And if you're able to throw a urethane ball for the entirety of 5 games and strike with it, like absolutely do it, right? Yeah. It doesn't matter what anybody else is saying or what their opinion is. Like if they're just mad that you're beating them at something that they're not as good at you at, right? That would be like somebody complaining about there being too much oil in the lane. Chris can throw it too slow and rotate it too much. Like
you're like, come on,
like,
man.
Really?
JJ there got caught in that the gutter's not gonna hook thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Which I think that is what is really challenging about this long pattern today is what you guys were talking about yesterday, where the track is it's just gonna burn up.
Yep.
So a lot of these balls are just going too long on them.
Yeah. Like if I was coaching somebody today, I would have looked at him and said, all right, if we make 8 the gutter, meaning board 8 at anywhere from 38 to 45 feet, if we make that the gutter and every shot right of that, we envision that as 0, then I think we'll bowl pretty good.
Yeah, like even Callan there, it just was a little too far right. And
just a touch.
Yeah, couldn't come back. So totally right on.
And in these types of bowling centers where it's HBL, they don't have the markers down the lane to help you line up as far as like your targeting system. Like the best way to do it is try to see where the different seams on the panels are, because each one of those seams is about 7.5 feet. And then you can kind of gauge like, oh, I'm looking at seam number, 5. So that's about 40 feet.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
And you can say, if I aim at that seam at board 8, then as long as it's left of that, I should be okay, right?
Yeah, that's a whole nother, that's another thing kids have to learn, right? Visualizing, moving the gutter in, right? Like that's a great skill that you wouldn't do unless you're bowling in a situation like this, right? Like, or in more situations like this, right? Like the more that you set yourself up for that tournament competition, because in practice you can say you're doing it, you can practice it, but until you're in that stress situation, it's a whole different ballgame.
Yeah, and it's also about making a game plan.
Yeah.
Right? Like I feel like at this age, it's really difficult to make a game plan because there's so many kids and there's so many different styles that making a solid game plan and sticking to it is really, really difficult. So I feel like in a lot of situations, through practice and just listening to some of the conversations that parents are having with their kids and everything like that, of like, hey, they're playing different than practice the other day. Like we need to
100% of the
we need
time,
to
right?
adjust,
Yeah.
And I think from a kid's point of view, like you have to be willing to adjust and not just do the same thing over and over again. And from a parent side of it, we have to make it a suggestion, and we have to help them realize, like, like Thomas here, his ball got all the way out to 5, and he's wondering, like, why didn't that hook?
Yeah.
Or
right.
maybe he's wondering, like,
He's having a solid game, right?
Right.
Turkey, and then I don't know what the last 2 8s have been.
yeah, I missed those.
Yeah, but he could be wondering, like you
Right,
said, right?
exactly.
Like I had a turkey, and like they were great.
Right.
Yeah.
And I also think that, like, we need to teach awareness of, like, where your ball actually is.
Yeah.
Right. So, like, for me, I typically look at the bottom of the bowling ball. Right.
Oh, we gotta back it up. Oh.
That was so close.
Yeah.
But I look at the bottom of the bowling ball, and I just try to see at what point does it stop going to the right, and then because I've bowled so much, I'm pretty much just aware of, like, where the boards are, so I'm able to just be like, oh, that one got to 7, 5,
Yeah.
whatever, and that just comes with time. But teaching our kids to pay attention to what we're actually hitting, that's pretty good.
That is pretty good.
Yep. And I think that's just a little bit too much angle, in my opinion.
Yeah.
And also that brings up the next point of, like, understanding, like, your physical attributes, right? Not everyone's rev rate is 500. Not, and in a lot of situations, like the higher rev rates will have some sort of advantage because they just create more margin of error, right?
Yeah.
Where some of these, we'll take Bobby for example, right? His rev rate's probably somewhere around 375 to 425, and on the scale of these kids, like, that's on the lower side,
Yeah.
right?
Right.
And so he has to understand, like, even though some of these 2-handed kids are the kids that have the higher rev rates, even though they're getting their ball off a 7, 6 sometimes, like, maybe his ball only needs to get as far right as 9.
Right.
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 And you have to take that into account, and you have to understand, like, your physical abilities and what you're able to do, and line yourself up for yourself, not for other people.
Well, you bring up some great points, and I think what we always talk about is, like, when you're on tour, is there a player that you go and look if you're struggling, like who do you go and find and see where they're playing?
There's a couple different people,
Yeah.
and one of them is AJ Johnson,
Okay.
because I bowled with him a bunch on Team USA, so I know that when I watch AJ, depending on what we're bowling on, right? If we're bowling on a short pattern, I'm typically a little further left than he is. But if we're bowling on a long pattern, he's typically a little further left than I am.
Right.
And it's just based off of rev rate and ball roll and things
Right.
like that. And it's so funny that you say that, because I literally just got done talking to MJ about that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Like, go find someone, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Because he's been struggling all day,
Yeah.
and I've maybe watched him throw a total of 10 shots.
Right.
Okay. And I just happened to be walking down there. I was like, oh, let's just go see how bowling's going. And
Yeah.
he comes off the approach after missing a spare. He's like, all right, Chris, can you help me? And I go, yeah, dude, let's talk it out. So we have a little conversation. We get him lined up. He throws a 5-bagger, and then he throws one bad and misses the spare. And he's like, that's on me. And I was like, yeah, it's fine though. Like, as like, you threw that one over your left toe because you threw the other one to the right, and it just happened to hook. So you were like, well, I can't throw it there again. And he's like, that's exactly what I was thinking. I was like, I know.
Yeah.
And I think the exact same thing.
Yeah.
And I was like, if you throw one bad and it strikes, you have to think of yourself as like, or think to yourself, wow, like, I'm so lined up that I can throw it that bad and still strike. Let's go throw a good one and see how good it actually is. You know?
Right.
And he goes, oh, dude, that's so true. He gets up, goes and throws a pretty good one. I think it wraps a 10 or maybe 9 pins or something like that.
Yeah.
And then he's like, oh, that one was at least better. And like, that's the kind of
Yeah.
mentality that I would really love to instill.
Right, like you get closer and closer to
Yeah.
what would be good. Yeah. So, and I'm glad that came up with MJ because we tell these kids, right? Even if you're bowling on a pair that, like AJ's a great example,
Yeah.
right? So you and AJ don't bowl exactly the same.
Not even close.
your rev rates are not the same. But you can look at break points, right? And you can see like, oh yeah, like I understand his break points there, and I want my break point to be there, right? And then how do I get my break point there?
Yeah.
So like Tyler Anderson, he's having a great game right now on this pair, and throwing it two-handed. But the other kids on the now I jinxed him completely. You're welcome, Tyler. When you clipped the earlier one, you can clip this too.
What a crazy league.
You're welcome.
What a crazy league.
like, okay, that's great. But anyway, my point was that if I were bowling on this pair with Tyler, I'd be like, okay, what's Tyler doing?
Yeah, exactly.
And what can I do that's kind of close to that? Because you might not be able to do exactly what Tyler's doing.
Yeah.
But you can line up off of him or look to the pair to your left, look to your pair to your right, and see who's bowling good.
Yeah.
Okay. There. See,
That was awesome.
I didn't say anything, and Tyler
Clip that one too.
Tyler, you're clipping a lot on
no
this
kidding.
live stream.
But yeah, like being a thumb user, like I pick a person that uses their thumb.
Yeah.
Like I try not to pick like EJ. Like I'm not gonna pick EJ because he's probably doing something that's so significantly different that it just doesn't like I'm gonna be more frustrated trying to match up to him.
EJ's a little insane.
Yeah, like it's impressive how crazy good he is.
Yeah.
So I'll pick somebody like AJ who's still excellent, right?
Right.
But the other reason that I pick him is because he doesn't really change his ball roll all that much. Not saying that he can't. I'm just saying that he doesn't need to.
Right.
So knowing that, I'm like, I know that he's more than likely than not using somewhere between 40 degrees of axis rotation and 50 degrees. Like it's always in that short little window because that's what he repeats the most.
Right.
And I'm like, okay, if he's beating me and he's bowling really well, more likely than not, I'm using too much rotation and I'm using too steep of an angle, right? So I can immediately just move my feet to the right or move my eyes to the left and roll it more, and it's a very easy adjustment for me. Now, the other thing that I'll do is I'll watch a two-hander that throws it nothing like me, right? And that's going to be Chris Vi. Chris Vi gets his ball to hook so fast that it is almost rolling by the time it's halfway down the lane.
Yeah.
Like his ball hooks so much that I'm like, if he's beating me, then I need to be using more surface. I need to be hitting it harder. I need to be throwing it slower because I have to get my ball started because his ball hooks 20 feet faster than mine.
Yeah.
Right. My ball has a really easy time getting too far down the lane, 210ing, getting behind the head pin a little bit, and so those are really the two people that I go and try to look if I'm really lost. So all the kids out there, like I truly believe, like if you find 1 or 2, 3 people that you can. What a bad break, by the way. 2 really incredibly bad breaks. Right, like that is.
I'm so sorry I talked about you, Tyler.
That is absolutely insane.
That is. But Callan also, who just bowled, he's doing exactly what you said that the kids should be doing. So on the next one, we'll see when he gets steps up in the 10th frame. Like he is literally 8 is his gutter.
Yep, and so like find somebody that you have either watched a lot, you know well, like one of your friends, or just somebody's game that you aspire to be like, right? And it's harder at the youth level because it's like, yes, they're beating me, and I should be trying to beat them, not emulate them, type of deal.
Yeah.
It's definitely harder at the youth level,
but you're right. Like someone you bowl with a lot, like when I bowl nationals, I know that if I'm left of Leanne, I'm bowling wrong.
Yeah.
I should not be. And it happened last year. I was left of Leanne, and I'm like, wait a minute. I need to move back to the right. Like, this should not be happening. So if you bowl with someone, you start to know what they're doing, and you're right on. So.
Yep.
And even like we want you to be up when it's your turn. I say this, but you can take a walk, and if your friend is bowling like 4 pairs over, and you're struggling, go take that walk.
There's no shot clock out here.
Yeah.
The only people you're gonna make mad are the parents because they're ready to go home, and the other bowlers because they're ready to bowl.
Right.
Right. But if it's making your score better, do what's best for you.
Right.
100%.
Yeah. And you can come back and apologize, like, hey, sorry, I just needed to go check something out.
And if you throw a 5-bagger afterwards, then apologize again. Like, I'm so sorry that I went over there and
figured it out.
But I'm also a little sassy, so it's like
I kind of love that though.
Yeah, that's a good one.
See, like
that's awesome.
Exactly what you described.
Yep.
And he's getting rewarded for it, which is great. I love to see that.
I like the backup ball by Thomas as well.
Yeah.
First one did go in the gutter, but way to commit to it on the spare.
He knew what he wanted to do.
Yeah.
So
you just had to work on the alignment. I get it.
He's leaving JJ hanging.
Ooh, messenger. Nice. What a spare.
Another clip coming.
Another clip coming, that's for sure.
See, at this point, the kids are like, all right, it's game 5.
Yeah.
Let's do this. And by the way, they're pulling really fast in front of us.
They are, yeah. I mean, they're only a frame ahead.
Okay. Yeah,
it's not too bad. It's not too bad.
But Chris, thanks again for spending the weekend with us.
Absolutely.
We're gonna give some Connecticut-shaped trophies away.
Yeah, I did see those. They have little whales on them. They're super cute. I love them. I was like, do I get one? Like,
well, Danielle, the first event she worked, she's like, I really want one of these trophies. How do I get one? I'm like, really sorry, Danielle. You aged out.
Yeah.
Before they were started. You had no chance.
Yeah.
I think Tor brought one home though. Victoria got one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna live vicariously through my kid.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh my God, you get the coolest trophies.
Our graphic designer a couple years ago, because we did the states, and then we're like, we want to add something to them. I think it was Leanne's idea, like something that is from the state, and so she has so much fun making these trophies. Like there's a cow on the I'm spoiling it for everyone. There's a cow on the Wisconsin trophy.
Oh, that's sick.
With a cheese head on it.
Yeah. Oh my God, that's adorable.
I mean, it's so fun, and she just has so much fun doing them. So yeah, your daughter will have to come and bowl. U12.
Yeah, about 10 years from now, expect it.
I love it. That'll be so fun.
I'll still come and sit in this in the booth.
Right.
Because she's probably not going to want to listen to me. I'm gonna have to like.
You've been watching Christian.
Yeah.
Like,
to be fair, it's just the parents like, oh, you're having a daughter? Yeah, like that's gonna be fun for you. Like,
yeah, they do get a little sassy. I speak from experience.
And I am totally fine with a little bit of sass.
Yeah.
Or a little bit of like witty humor or something like that.
Yeah.
Totally fine with that. But hopefully, I do a good enough job as a parent to where it stays as sassy and like witty humor, and it doesn't get
you also have to
argument.
understand like at the teenage age the tears just happen.
Oh yeah,
it's just it's part of it. Like just some of the parents like there'll be like some tears.
Yeah. And
the parents are over like this is what happens.
Yeah,
so
one of
we're good.
I think it was in the middle of game 1. One of the younger kids, I think he's 11 or 12. No, he told me he's 10. He's 10 years old. He has the Jopo thumbs, and I don't think that it was locked in all the way, so it came out in the back. He only has the one thumb, so Chris had to drill him a thumb, and he was crying because he was like, "How am I going to bowl?" He had like I think he goes like spare, strike, spare, 3-bagger. So he's bowling great,
hard
right?
break. Yeah.
Bowling great, and then all of a sudden his thumb doesn't come back up the ball return. Luckily, the guys in the back were able to find it under the shaker board.
That is lucky.
Super lucky. Most of the time, those things come out in the
channel.
tunnel,
right.
under the ball return.
Yeah.
And they're just lost under the lanes forever. But his mom goes, he has 3 more at home. He just leaves them in the bowling balls at home. And I was like, I can guarantee you he ain't doing that again. I can guarantee you. Because he ended up.
That's a tough lesson.
Yeah, he ended up bowling like he still bowled like 180 or something like that.
Yeah.
But it he was struggling there for a little bit.
Yeah.
And
we
you
had
know,
a kid show up. I'll tell you who it is because he's a great bowler. Aiden Furukawa.
Oh,
you know
yeah,
him?
yeah.
Right?
Yep.
Aiden, and this was when he was like almost graduating.
Mhm.
His dad comes in and he goes, "You never believe what Aiden did." And I'm like, "Oh, I have no idea." He's from Ohio.
Yep.
Drove from Ohio to South Carolina for the Myrtle Beach event. Didn't have his backpack.
No bowling shoes.
No bowling
Oh.
shoes. No, I don't think he had his thumbs either, but the shoes
Oh, my
were the
God.
bigger deal. So
Yeah.
he had to, they bought shoes. But,
made
you know,
thumbs.
Yeah,
Oh, my God.
not every pro shop carries like
The stuff you need.
the high
yeah.
performance shoes.
Yep.
So he wasn't using high performance shoes that weekend.
Yeah.
So he told me, he goes, now the first bag in forever is the backpack.
Yeah.
Aiden will never forget
Yep.
his backpack again.
That's exactly why I use the League Bowler bag now. I use one of the big, like, Rolling Thunders. My shoes are always in it. I get my accessories. And the only way that somebody gets is if they steal it out of that bag.
You're not messing around.
No, I had like I used to carry around a Titleist backpack.
Yeah.
And when I was in college, someone broke into my car to steal it because it was a Titleist backpack. It was
Of course, yeah.
$200 or $300 backpack.
Yeah.
And they stole my backpack and my buddy's backpack. But the difference was they just took my backpack. They looked in my buddy's backpack and realized that it was some smelly shoes.
Yeah.
So they dumped it out and kept the bag.
Yeah.
But they just kept my entire bag. So I was like, what are we doing? Like, you didn't want to dump out my
I
stuff?
had that happen one time, and we are almost done, folks. So thanks for sticking around. But I actually, it's the worst thing ever. But I left my car unlocked in my apartment. They broke into my car. Well, they didn't break in. They just took my backpack. We
Oh,
found the backpack left like around the corner,
Yeah.
but it had rained all night.
oh,
So it was like
just ruined
soaking
everything.
wet. And you know, at the time I had just gone through a thumb fit
Right,
change, so I
right.
was really happy I found the thumbs, but shoes were dead,
Yeah.
bag was dead,
Oh.
everything in it was dead, and they took an iPod out of it, of all things.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, guys.
Yeah.
Really? Thanks. Okay.
Oh,
Anyway,
man.
Chris, thanks for spending the weekend.
Yeah.
You survived your first SYC ever.
Yeah, it was great. Honestly, it was a
great,
great
cool.
time. Had a lot more fun than I was expecting to, because you never really know what to expect from like my position.
Yeah.
Like, because honestly, like the kids are appreciative that you're here, but really they don't care, right? Like, they'll
Yeah.
take pictures randomly as the week goes on, but like they're here to compete, they're here to bowl, they're here to win. I don't want to get in the way,
Yeah.
and I don't want to make it about me, because
Yeah.
in this situation I do not matter.
Right.
Right, I just get to do something cool and hand out trophies and
Yeah,
stuff. So.
right. Well, and you guys have a lot going on. It's tough to get the players here. Leanne told you at the beginning of the weekend,
Yeah.
we're always trying to get PBA players, but you guys, your schedule is crazy.
Yeah.
So we're super happy you're here, and thanks for watching. If you've been watching all weekend with
Absolutely.
us, parents, if you're watching back, thanks for choosing to spend the weekend with us. And we're off to Green Bay, which is one of our favorite places to go to. Connecticut's really cool, though. I had never been here. I'd actually never been to this state. I've driven through it, so
It's gorgeous up here.
it is.
It
like,
is. Yep.
It's a good little vacation spot too, if families, if you're looking for a.
My favorite part about it is the fresh seafood, especially the lobster rolls. Oh my god, I love me a lobster roll.
Super good. All right, folks. We'll see you next month in Green Bay.
See you.
You've been watching the 2026 SYC Connecticut. The SYC Connecticut would not be possible without the generous donations from our sponsors: Storm Bowling, Cool Wick, PBA Junior, KEGEL, Turbo 2-in-1 Grips, 3G Shoes, Ray's Eyewear, Ballard's Bowling Academy, Master Industries, Quality Respite and Home Care, and by TD Transportation. Special thanks to the official scoring system of the Storm Youth Championships, Bowl Metrics. The preceding was produced exclusively by Storm Bowling. For more information on upcoming events and more, please visit stormbowling.com. Once again, thanks for watching.